Yes, YouTube, we are back live from lockdown. It's Friday. I ain't got no job and I ain't got shit to do. So I hope you all enjoyed the stream so far, man. I'll admit I have had a little bit of technical difficulty tonight, but it's all my fucking fault. Should be all sorted. I've got two quality guests on tonight, but I want to shout out a massive thank you to Pete, who was on last night. It's fantastic. He hadn't met me or even spoke to me until 2 days ago, and I had a brilliant time with him on last night. He's clearly someone who in the community has thought a lot of, so I appreciate him coming on, and I had a pleasure with him being on, and you guys made him feel really welcome, which is massively appreciated. But I know what you're all here for. You're here to see what I'm fucking drinking. Strongbow dark fruits tonight. I was going to get something more different, like I was going to get some Corona, but I thought, nah, fuck it. So just on the dark fruits. Anyway, there's loads of people here. Hi to everyone. What I will say is, I'm not going to apologise if I don't read out your comment or say hello to you. I'm a fucking busy man here. I'm trying to run a fucking stream. Can't say hello to everyone who comes in the room, so just take it that if you're here, I'm happy you're here, and it's a fucking hello from me. I might write in every now and then if I want to give Raz some shit. But I hope you're all enjoying it. And I'll introduce my first guest. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him a long time. He's had more reincarnations than fucking Jesus. It's Retro Gamer Addict, Lee.
You've not even got a name right, have you?
Fucking, I don't know. He's probably going to change tomorrow. What is it? Let's Get Gaming. Is that what we're doing?
Let's Get Gaming Retro Nerds. I think it's something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Introduce yourself to everyone.
We're sticking with this one. It's Lee, you've been gamed.
Which Lee you've been gamed? Is that you the one from Sheffield?
I'm the one from Sheffield, yeah.
Okay. Not the one who does Resident Evil 3 and...
No.
Comment to be highlighted. to UK.
I tell you, I had to get my hair cut because I was starting to get some dodgy looks from Russ and he was starting to make me feel uncomfortable, so...
I'm worried about Frank. I am worried about Frank. I need a picture of him sent to us because he's only a little...
To be fair, it's took attention off me that now having my haircut, so I think Frank's just getting it all, isn't he?
Oh,
I mean, that picture he sent us, that little dog mini skirt, that was disturbing.
I know. I can't believe he'd buy something like that for fucking poor Frank. So anyway, we are like the cover boys of the fucking YouTube Recjects, and we'll let the third Spice Boy fucking join us. Say hello to everyone and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Craig, SuperQuintendo. Nice to see the star player of YouTube Recjects, obviously.
Star player.
Fucking, who, me? Do you need a wheel or something, Craig? Because you're shaking like Lee normally is in his videos.
It's all right scoring up goals, but someone's got to make it happen. That's in midfield.
This is it.
Usually fucking me hassling the fucking centre half for sure. That's what it is.
You're always on the end of one of my through balls.
Fucking hell.
So
we're all good. Are you drinking, Quinny?
I am. I'm on the Heineken tonight. Yeah.
And it's better than fucking Bud, I guess. What are you drinking, Lee?
You had to say. There you go.
Oh, fucking hell. What is there something about the YouTube community that's sponsored by fucking Budweiser or something? Because I used to drink that when I was 16. I'll tell a story right before we get into our stories. When I was like fucking 15, 16, last year of school, Mum and Dad used to go to Belgium every year. And when they came back with a fucking crate of Budweiser for me. And they were like the little ones, like, you know, the Stone Cold Steve Austin size.
Yeah.
I used to get down in the youth club every Friday night and play football with a rucksack full of fucking cans and just get pissed and then come back home. Brilliant, man. They don't buy me no beer no more because they saw how fucking quick I drunk it. I had to start buying my fucking own.
This is it.
But in 16, I was encouraged to drink, and, you know, you got to do what your parents tell you, ain't you? That's what I say.
Yeah, at Christmas time, I'm thinking back now to when I was like 10 years old. I was getting like Baileys and snowballs and stuff at Christmas time, like it were pop.
Yeah. Definite back. I mean, like, I remember, like, Mum and Dad used to go to local pubs or social club to watch singers and that. Dad would buy me a Coke to start off with, and because I fucking necked it, he used to buy me a beer because you'll fucking drink that slower.
I wanted like apple juice. So next thing, it's like woodpecker ciders there on a Saturday night. It's like I'm 10.
Yeah,
this is not right. This is not normal.
I mean, he's done none of us no harm because I mean we don't go out drinking or nothing when we have the meetups. We just play a few games, go back to the hotel room, and that's it.
That's it.
Never.
They're purely for the games. That's it.
100%. Especially when you went to Leeds. I mean, you picked up some beautiful stuff at Leeds, didn't you, Lee?
Yeah, picked up some beautiful glassware.
Anyway, what I like to do when I start this stream off, I have a feeling that this is just going to be a laugh tonight, so I'm enjoying this already. As we talk a bit about lockdown, now I probably know more than anyone here what you two have been up to during lockdown. So, if you want to tell the audience,
I've seen more of you two than I have my wife and kids.
True fact.
It's mental.
Definitely had more conversation, that's for sure.
Never been so social. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've had you both on like PlayStation as friends now for years, and it's only now that we've actually started playing together.
I think I'm going to get a divorce out of this, I'll tell you.
Yeah, your missus can use some daggers.
She's not going to come and pull the plug on your fucking PC or your phone tonight, is there? And then
No, I've barricaded the door. She's not getting in.
Are you in your cupboard? Are you?
I'm in I'm in our bedroom, master bedroom, and that's, if you can imagine, the stairs going up to the loft. That's like the cupboard under the stairs. I'm the Harry Potter of YouTube.
I can remember though when you had you in your old house. You said, "I'm moving into my new house and I'm getting a games room." That didn't. Is that it? Back in the cupboard again.
There's plans. It's turned into a kid's toy room, but it's gonna be soon. So yeah.
What, when they've left?
Yeah.
You've got some years going there, haven't you?
It will be.
So other than gaming, has lockdown changed anything for you? What we'll do with all the questions, I'll go to Lee first, then you, Quinny. So just tell us how things have changed. Because obviously you've got the kiddies at home and that, ain't you?
Yeah, it's not really changed much. I mean, because I like sort of self-employed and work from home, so it's not really changed anything, except that kids are at home now, so I have to sort of spend time with them and help with schoolwork. But now Mrs. has been furloughed and that, so she's home as well. So I've just been playing FIFA. I'm taking it as an holiday. Even though I can work, I'm choosing not to. Everyone else is off, so I think no, sorry, I'm gonna be off as well. So yeah, it's not really affected me at all, apart from shopping. Shopping's a nightmare.
I was about to say, I think you helping your kids with the schoolwork's probably affecting them more and their grades more than anything.
I swear to God, I did some maths today. He's 8 years old. I was in a rectangle. I was struggling. I'm there asking her. I've made Alexa Techo. I asked her on Amazon, whatever it is. Alexa, what's this? What's a percentage of a ratio? I can't get a clue. I haven't got a clue. Nightmare.
You're not the only one getting in trouble, Quinny. Old Kieran Retro Reclaimer's getting in the
Thank God for that, yes, it's not been good. I've just been slotting in as many kind of small matches as I can in small minutes. I'm just off to Lou and then I'll nip and she'll come in and catch me. And that's when my mic gets pulled out and you guys are like, really?
just vanishes like that. Boom, he's gone.
I was worried because I thought he's pulled his mic today and I'm just ripping the piss like normal. I'm thinking that's coming through his fucking TV and they can hear everything I'm saying.
I had that on low, definitely.
Oh my God.
But your kids are at home as well, yeah, Craig?
Yeah. Same. I've got two kids. We've been getting sent lessons every day. So we've been kind of splitting it between me and my missus, teaching them. Yeah, 11-year-old, and I kind of same as Lee. Some of the work they get, man, is unreal. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure at 11, I just used to run around and kind of do no at school. I think
I just played with jigsaws.
Yeah, we went to sleep on a carpet and a guy played a guitar to us. I think I've told this story.
Yeah. I don't know, this time of year, weren't it outside in the sandpit and the fucking water tray or something like that?
Is it? It wasn't like it is now, man. It's unreal, some of the work they get. But yeah, I'm furloughed for 6 weeks as well. It's been awesome, really, spending time with the family and having time to game, do gardening. Have you done yours yet or what?
Me? Yeah, but it needs fucking cut. See, every time I cut it, right, there's a load of fucking dandelions. I'm sure I'm just spreading the fucking seeds around the garden.
Oh, mate, you do. That's true. If you take them all up, they just spread and the fucking.
You have to returf it.
Like wildfire, man.
Honest to God, I'd show you my garden, but I'm embarrassed. But see, last year I built the decking out the back, and I built a barbecue area, and that's lovely. But the grass bit, it's fucking like all hilly, so I have to cut it all with a strimmer. And I hate fucking flowers. So I built a flower bed for my missus because I was never ever going to do it. She never wants to do it. So fucking that's a mess as well. If it was down to me, I'd fucking burn the lot and just have it as tarmac. But it cost me too much in skips to get it flat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is
terrible.
I want to build another fence between where I've done the decking and the barbecue area So at least when I sit down on the decking, I can't see the fucking grass over the top of it, and I can just pretend it's not there. You know what I mean?
Don't know how long it's getting. Yeah.
See, the bad thing about the games room is I'll look outside and I mean, I swear to God, I only cut that I think it was last Friday or last Saturday, and it looks like it needs doing again. Fucking keeps growing. I heard the old boys who lived here used to grow veg and that in there, so the fucking ground's really like fertile and just fucking keeps growing. Fucking dickheads. Why couldn't they be like everyone else and grow marijuana in the loft instead of fucking growing veg in the garden?
Edges at worst. Why do people have edges? It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I can't
Absolutely
do
can't stand an edge.
No,
man, there was two. The one we've kept, it's called like a bride's bouquet, and it's fucking nice with flowers. But there was another one, and the old deer next door. When I moved in, I fucking destroyed that tree. If you want a fucking tree or plant killing, I'm your fucking man. And she said that tree had been in that garden 50 years. I said, it's fucking not making 51. I've pruned it right back. I said, you can have a cutting and one in yours if you want. I said, but I don't fucking want it. I just went, there was a bird's nest and everything. I just went straight through the fucking lot, throw it away. The birds weren't in it.
Oh,
there's no eggs. Got to fucking cook them and them. Yeah. One of the other things we like to talk about as well, we'll start with Lee. It's like your gaming history, like how you got into gaming and where you got up to now. Not including YouTube, Lee, because that's going to be a nice long story for you later with all your channel changes.
Well, this is going to be just as long. I mean, I can remember gaming from about 4-year-old, and I know a lot of people say, well, you can't remember that far back, but I had a what do you call it? One of them cocktail cabinet tables, and I did it up. And my little girl was 4 years old, and she were able to stand up at it, use controls, and look at screen. And that's exactly what I did when we used to go to Scarborough as a kid. And I used to play good at pub with mum and dad and stuff. And I used to stand at them playing Gallagher, Space Invaders, Pac-Man. And I can remember that's clear as day. And it seemed like going on in arcades and like used to go on a stool and play similar sort of games. I used to sit on my dad's lap playing pole position where I used to do steering, and my dad had duck pedals. So from such an early age, I were always gaming. Every time we went to Scarborough once a year without fail, and it were always playing arcades. And then I think I spoke to you about it before I ever got a computer as well. I got that little Astro Wars. Remember Astro Wars?
Yeah, I've got one up here. Yeah,
I got that for Christmas one day, and me and my dad just played it back and forth. Someone set an high score, and someone tried to beat it. So they obviously know I were into stuff like that. So then one Christmas, I must have been about 8. I got a ZX Spectrum. The one up front, rubber key one, like plastic keys. Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I remember getting it. I think it was called. What it called the Plus, 48K Plus.
Yes, it might well have been. It got like the grills on the side. Was it the toast rack they call it?
Yeah, but it didn't have a cassette tape. It just a keyboard bit, and it came from Dixon's because I remember it carry a bag. I remember it having its like branded Dixon's tape deck, and it came with like a few little games, and one of the main games was Supergran, which was fucking terrible. But it was a game on your telly. But before that, my mate down the road got an Atari with a bag of games, and I used to play like Defender and Combat with him. But the first one I ever had was a Spectrum, and I had my Spectrum right up until I had all my other consoles. I always used to nip back into the Spectrum and play on games. I remember last game I ever bought for my Spectrum were Batman the Movie, which must have been that's 89, 90.
Yeah, 1989, like I'd say, yeah.
So I was still playing it, and because with that, it's like, I remember, do you know, on a Saturday, you always used to go to town with your mum. Your mum always went to town on Saturday. Without fail. Every Saturday, she'd go to town. I don't know what it's...
Hey, Bills.
Must have been, because no internet banking and stuff like that, and going at market, because we never used to do a big shop out, bits and bobs from town and that. But then we used to go into like W.H. Smith's and Boots, and you'd go downstairs, and then you'd buy a game at like $1.99, $2.99. You had your AAA games, which were like your US Gold and Ocean, and then you'd have your little budget games like your Mastertronics and Codemasters. And that it used to be a ritual that you'd sit, you just to keep you quiet, just to shut you up, get through shopping, get brought bills, and I'll take you to Boots and buy you a game. And that's just what it used to be, like a ritual every Saturday. And then it must have been one Saturday I was looking for my Specky Mag, and I saw an advert for Just Micro, which is a computer game shop in Sheffield. And now this is outside at Main City, because like if you remember back in the day, your Woolworths, your Smiths, your Boots, they never used to sell console games. It was just computer games. I never even saw a NES. I never saw Sega Master System or like that. So I went to this computer shop with my mum once, and it just opened my eyes. They were like Sega, they were Nintendo, they were a PC Engine, they were an Amiga, they were an Atari ST, all set up on back wall, and you could get a game and go and tech it and try it out. But obviously, because I was like always into my arcades, and arcades were like Sega, we saw Afterburner, Outrun, they were like your big hitters. So I was just drawn to Master System, these cases, and you saw like Super Thunderblade and stuff like that, Wonder Boy. So I went on, had a look, and another thing as well is I'm massive into Rocky. I absolutely love Rocky 4, and one of Master System games is Rocky with Sylvester Stallone from Rocky 4 on it. So I'm all there. Assistant came on, he went, just telling us about it, and he went, do you want to have a look at one of them? And he took Wonder Boy and took me over to Master System, plugged it on, switched it on, and game came on straight away. So I was like mind blown, because all I've wanted is my own arcade at home. And having to sit through a Spectrum loading for like 20 minutes, I keep crashing. Just to have something that switches on and comes on instantly were amazing. And I'm like, that's it, I'm in. And mum sort of never like sort of well off and that, but at Christmas time and birthday time, they always made like a big effort and stuff. So she went, put your Christmas money together, put your birthday money together, because it's in January, and we'll get you this Master System. So I got a Master System with Rocky and Wonder Boy. And that was it then. And that was just the console journey. And then from that, my sister played on Master System. So she got a NES for Christmas. And we had a Master System and a NES. And then you've got up Mario and stuff like that. And it just went on. I've never, like I said, I've heard a lot of people on here where they said they always had a dip in gaming. I've never dropped off. I've never, every generation, I've hit it as hard as last. But then after that, the main one that sort of sticks in my mind, and that's why I've got the sort of collection now, is I remember going into Meadow Wall, and there was a shop called Microbyte, and they had Japanese Mega Drive. Now what you have to remember is back then there were a massive gap between Japanese games coming out, PAL games coming out. I mean, I think it's a year between Japanese Mega Drive and PAL Mega Drive, and it was the same with games. Japanese games used to come out way in advance. It's like Street Fighter 2 and stuff like that. So I went in there, and then you had games like Forgotten Worlds, Final Blow, and to me that was. I couldn't tell the difference between that and arcade. So I just wanted that more than I've ever wanted anything ever. Again, similar sort of thing. Summertime, my mum would lay it away, and she'd go in every month and pay so much towards it. And I got a Mega Drive with Moonwalker and eSWAT. And today, that is still the like. I mean, obviously, I'm married with 2 kids and that, but that Christmas is probably the strongest. All I've got to do is think of that, and I just feel happy and stuff. It's like, just takes you straight back to that. The anticipation of waiting for Christmas Day nearly killed me. I used to go through TV Times, planning out what I'm going to watch when something finished, just so I could eat up them 4 days to get to Christmas, so I could get that Mega Drive. It was insane. And then after that, I just went on after every other system. So that Super Nintendo, then it was PlayStation. Then I also jumped onto Amiga because I like 40 games, and the mates that went Spectrum, Commodore, and then Commodore Amiga, and they were playing like Kickoff 2 and Sensible and Championship Manager, and you don't get it on a console. So I jumped back onto console just for those games, got them all copied obviously, and then it were like N64, and then we went PlayStation 2, Xbox, Dreamcast, PS3, Xbox 360, PS4, Switch. I mean, I've not gone Xbox this time because there's no difference between Xbox and PS4, and PS4's got better exclusives, and I can play it Xbox exclusive on PC. So that was it. Basically, I've never dropped off it. Absolutely love my gaming.
It looks like you've made the grumpy old man of YouTube happy by mentioning Kickoff 2, because I think everyone mentions Sensible Soccer.
No, we're Kickoff. Always Kickoff 2, and then Dino Dini's goal. That was the one for me.
What was that fucking game that you got me to get on the PS2?
Kickoff Revival. Again, just
because bag of shit game.
Just because the ball don't stick to your foot, it takes proper skill. That it's like real football.
Fucking every player on that fucking game has the first touch of Carlton Palmer. Every player.
You're not trapping ball. You've got to trap the ball.
No, it's bag of shit. It's bag of shit.
Well, I'll get you playing it. I'll live stream it, and I'll play you. I can get some revenge.
You don't want to do that again, do you, Lee? What happened the last time? I didn't even own FIFA 19 at that time.
Yeah,
I
but
had
you
to
did.
borrow
You
it.
did, mate. You did. I've never played this game
I
before.
hasn't never
How does
played
it
it, never
work?
been
How does
installed
it
on the
work?
PS Pro. I was just
Bullshit.
going from FIFA 17 controls, and I still do.
I just thought, do you know what? This is gonna. I'm gonna have a right touch here. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna skill him. I'm gonna make him look silly. And then all of a sudden, you're pulling up moves out. And my mind had gone. Then I was done. You'd trick me into thinking that you were shit.
You know what it is? It's once I've got that first goal, I'm the worst person to be losing to because I will fucking barrage you with abuse, and
Yeah.
I'll beat you physically and mentally.
I couldn't talk and play. I kept trying to go quiet, but you kept starting a conversation up all the time, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
We didn't want silent streaming. We got enough
Exactly.
YouTubers doing fucking that.
It was just too stressful.
Is that still on your channel? If anyone wants to look it up, it's he's changed the title of it. Because I imagine if he'd have beat me, it would have said "You've been gamed, beats Dainsterbury." It's just football chat now. If you want to go and check that out and learn how to play FIFA 19.
Basically, I had a thumbnail where you bent on. I was just spanking your ass. Basically, that's what it was. And then I had to just change it because I didn't win. So.
You know what though? If we'd have never played that game, we wouldn't be playing the FIFA 19 we was playing now. So that
Probably.
You can be proud of yourself because of that beating. Like we got the team going.
Yeah.
So you took one for the team there, Lee.
I will get my revenge. It's going to happen. It will happen.
Maybe. So how about you, Quinny? Tell us through your journey. Have you come back from the future, by the way, on your fucking hoverboard or what?
This used to be my old videos when I first started. This is made from my brother-in-law, who's a carpenter. He made it out of wood. He stuck all the what is it's on there, the lenticular stickers and whatnot. But yeah,
hold on before you answer my question. Okay. Gashead has asked a question. Out of all three, who is the best player of YouTube Rejects and why? I'll go first. Me, because when look, man, you know what you get. You know who's going to score the goals. You know, puts them away. I scored a hat-trick earlier and we still fucking lost. I'll put that to everyone. You know, I'm just the man. It don't matter where you put me. I'm getting the star ratings. I'm getting the goals. There is only one. That's my thoughts. How about you, Lee? If you say big game, Al, I'm fucking cutting you off there.
Outside of pro clubs, I'd say me. But pro clubs, I'd say it's between you and Quinny, probably. It pains me to say it, but then again, in midfield, you're not going to get alt goals, are you? You've got to do alt donkey work, can't you?
But I used to as well when you used to make me play midfield. You know, remember promotion, last minute header?
Yeah, no.
They went crazy at the shithole.
To be fair, yeah. I struggle with it though. I find it a totally different game. It's just I think it needs you need to play football. If you play football regularly and you know about staying in position, that really helps.
Yeah,
it does. Wandering, I'm just chasing ball, trying to get on.
I'll be honest with you. I think because I played football at a decent level, I take that into the game. Like I try not to have too many touches and know when that space is open to release it, and that's why my passes are quite good because I know not to try and take on too many people. Once I've beat my man, I'll deliver the ball, sort of thing. Is what I'll do. Yeah, Steve does that a lot. And plays it out with a fucking goalkeeper in the 18-yard box. I do have the most red cards though as well because I think I'm on 10 red cards.
Yeah,
you
do love a tackle.
Yeah,
you do love a tackle.
That game earlier was brilliant when I broke 2 players and didn't even get a booking. So what's your opinion, Quinny? Are you going to say yourself? Because you've been shit since we was out of Division 10. I'm not going to lie.
I was balling around in 10 and 9. And then it got a bit trickier, and then you started shouting at me, and it's pulled my confidence down.
I've started shouting.
I think Quinny's the type of player that needs an arm around him, not a bollock.
Yeah,
I don't think he don't go down well. He's already getting that from his missus. He don't need it from you as well. It just shatters confidence.
It is that bad that my missus lad came up to me today and just said, "Who's Al?" He said, "Because all I hear is you having a go at someone called Al," and I just said he's the worst FIFA player I've ever played with.
I don't know. I'm going to sit on the fence. We're all good players, man. Gashead, look how many he scores. We whip it in. It's a goal every header from him. Lee, he doesn't get enough credit in midfield. He puts the tackles in, mate. Then you know this. when there's a man through on goal, Lee's there, he smashes him. Al even puts a shift in.
Fuck off. I was
Hey,
with you
Al,
till
do you
you
know-
said that.
He did good at centre back, Al. He'd be a good centre
Yeah, he
back.
did
Al.
that game. He had to drop in because probably Dana got sent off.
Yeah, you know what it is? He's an attacker. He's a defender in an attacker's body, and because he thinks he's a fucking attacker, but he's definitely not. Al, I'm still the best centre off because the 3 games I've played there, I got man of the match. Is all I'll say as well. Anyway, we'll move on because not everyone wants to talk about FIFA. They're not all as good as us. We've got some right dweebs in the comments. Anyway, so tell us your gaming story, Quinny.
Okay, yeah, so 2 older brothers and 4 years older than me, meaning they kind of got all the consoles. I never really had my own console when I was younger. And my earliest memory is the Spectrum, ZX Spectrum that they had. I remember playing, well, maybe a back seat. They probably didn't let me play on it. I was the younger sibling. I never got to play on it. I just got to watch. So I remember watching, there's a game where you like run around like mazes building a car. I cannot remember to this day what it's called. You're building different cars. You're on another level. You build like a futuristic style car. You're finding parts for cars. Maybe someone knows in the comments.
Heard of that.
Yeah, and then Turtles. The like NES version, but the first time I played that were on the Spectrum. Those kind of games I remember on the Spectrum. Then we got a Master System, but not for long. We only had a few kind of handful of games for the Master System. We then kind of moved on to the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive was the big one. That's the biggest one I remember because my brother had let me play it then because he got all these 2-player games like Streets of Rage and Turtles and all these. And Olympic Games, he'd always batter me on Olympic Games. You know, where you had to, on the controller, did little. Oh, man.
See, did you used to do it like that? Because you'll never fucking win if you do it like that. No,
Rub it,
get
don't
your
you?
thumb in between the 2. Preferably if you get some electrical tape as well out your dad's fucking toolbox over the thumb, and then it's fucking rapid movement. Actually, we used to hold the controller like that, me and my brother up there, arms tense, fucking rasping the controller to try and get the best time.
Someone told me, do you know them when you Kinder toys? Do you know you get that little plastic yellow bottle thing, whatever toys inside?
Oh,
You
yeah.
put your 2 fingers in that, and you use that.
How do you put the 2 fingers in again, Lee? Can you demonstrate like that?
2 fingers in like that, and then rub it back. Works a treat. They run right fast.
So yeah, that they were the memories on the Mega Drive, and then we got the big, the arcade sticks. That was next level when we got those, because then you could literally, it was the 2. We smashed it with the arcade sticks, and then I got my very first kind of system, which was a Game Gear, and the Game Gear I could then play obviously portable. It was shit on batteries, but yeah, it was awesome. The portability of the Game Gear, man. The games were awesome. Streets of Rage on that was a really good game. Then we kind of do you know what? We completely skipped Saturn, right? This is really bad because I've never played a Saturn, right?
You're the second person I've heard to say that today.
I've never played a Saturn. I was gonna get a Saturn, and then PS2 one came out, and it was cheaper, and I moved my pre-order over to PlayStation.
If you want to get a Saturn, I've heard there's a guy called what's his name now, man? Alberto in Italy. He sells Saturn. I think Chris from the Retro Heads can put you in touch. He had a really good deal on a Saturn from Italy.
Alberto, okay.
Alberto del Ripiofo or something.
It's got like a lovely like wooden grain finish on it.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Bithead special. Anyway, I'll let you carry on, Craig.
So yeah, we completely skipped Saturn, Dreamcast. I never played. If Shots is in here, he's gonna be cursing. We never played Dreamcast. We went straight from Mega Drive. We then got an N64, and we didn't have that for long. We literally had it for a matter of months. And then I got the PlayStation, the PS1 for Christmas, and that was it. That was the system. That was go-to. We didn't look back. We never looked back. PS1 were just like next level, unbelievable graphics. I remember seeing it before I got mine at a friend's house. Pandemonium was the first game I saw, and it just blew my mind. It was like watching that was just unreal. Yeah, and then PS2 was the system. I heard someone else say this recently. I think it was James. Do you know, Flashback? I'm sure it was him. He mentioned the PS2. It completely passed me by. That was a time where I was kind of out playing football, kind of seeing girls and all this kind of stuff, going out clubbing.
And boys.
See, boy, Vice City, San Andreas, they were the only ones. And your FIFAs and Pro Evos, I had every Pro Evo. You know, the one with, is it the referee? What's he called on? Do you know?
Yeah, Luigi
yeah.
Carina.
Yeah, he's on the front cover. Do you know, point. And then I had every Pro Evo. We played
6
all
were
them.
best.
Yeah.
PES 6.
PES 6, which I can't remember what. Henri on the cover of that one, maybe. Henri were on one of them.
No, I don't think it were. It was just a normal bog standard. I know that because Sheffield United got in Premier League, so they were actually in.
So they were on it. And then PS3 was one that I got back into because I got with my missus. We got our own house. So PS3.
Hang on, you got with your missus, and the first thing you did was buy a PS3.
No.
You're doing it all wrong there. You're doing it all wrong there, Craig.
It just meant I wasn't going out anymore. So I got a PS3. Yeah, and Adriano, there you go. Yeah, he was a beast on that game as well.
I think, just touching on Adriano, I believe he's like some Brazilian, like living in the favelas now as like some gangster or something. He's like really, yeah, he's a proper drugs lord or something now, I think.
He was a big lad, weren't he?
He was a beast.
99 shooting.
Yeah. Oh, mate, you could just ping it from anywhere with him. And there was another guy who was a beast as well in that game. Just have them two up front. You just owned it. Yeah, so PS3 kind of got me back in. I did dabble in PC games. I wanted to comment the other night because I think, again, was it Jay? Who was on with Al?
Jay. Was
Jay,
it Jay? Yeah, it was Jay.
He mentioned about the PC gaming and he said, "You ever played Battlefield 2, Al?" I was addicted to Battlefield 2 on the PC. Yeah, I was hooked on that. And then I went to the PS3. Yeah, I played the PS3 a bunch, got some awesome games on that. And then PS4, I was saying the other day, again, I've got kids now, so you don't go out so much. I think PS4 is going to be like the next after Mega Drive that I've kind of played the most. And people will be like, "Why are you called SuperQuintendo?" This is because
I'm actually questioning that now. Yeah,
I had lots of friends who had SNESes, and I was always jealous because I always wanted a SNES. We'd go around their houses, play Mario Kart and Super Mario World, and I was always gutted that we had the Mega Drive. I thought the SNES was a much better console. And
all right, see you later, then, Craig. Thanks for your input.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on the stream. Get your fucking coat.
Battlefield 2142 as well. Yes, Steve, that was a brilliant game as well. I think that came after Battlefield 2. That was brilliant.
Touching on the PS2, like for a system now that has such a huge library, I think I was much like everyone else. I was very pigeonholed on that system in the games I was playing because the PS2 was the system to me where I got into competitive playing. Like I didn't play Call of Duty until
PS3, yeah.
PS3, yeah. I was more your Battlefields. Battlefields were much better. SOCOM that I mention all the time, but my FIFAs as well. I was in FIFA leagues. And I ignored everything else that was in that library, which is a shame because, like, I didn't play any of the Resident Evils, none of the Silent Hill stuff that I'd been into on the PS1. I totally forgot about it because once that world of online gaming was open to me, I didn't want to play against fucking the computer anymore. I wanted to compete against other people, which, like, you guys know, you play FIFA with me. I'm massively competitive, like, you know, and that started. I mean, It Loco or LT Loco, as my username is on the PS4, that has been my PSN handle ever since PS2 days. I've never ever changed it, and that's why I've never changed it to Danester or anything else. It's always been LT Loco because that's my original handle, and I'm almost scared to change it because, like, that is my gaming history. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Another weird game I used to play competitively. It wasn't. I don't think you could play online. Actually, I did used to play, and I got in they used to have a listing on a website. I think it was the top 50 in the UK, and it was World Championship Snooker. I'm not sure which year, but I used to play that competitively online, and I got in like the top 50. And I think they used to do like a monthly update because everything back then was on forums. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no like actual online server giving you a ranking. You had to go onto a forum where someone had obviously somehow hooked it all up to find everyone's rankings, and I was in like the top 50. And I can't play fucking snooker for shit, but I understand the angle. Like, you know, I can understand the angles now. That angles work, but like to do it actually physically, I could never fucking do it back in the day. Stu UK says snooker, you cunt.
I never got into online gaming until probably Dreamcast. That's when that's even
That's the
fact.
same era, though, innit? That's the same generation, though, innit?
But I had a PlayStation 2. I didn't even know. I don't even remember being able to play FIFA online. It's like
Yeah.
the first time we got internet in our house was through Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't afford a PC back then, so that were like, because you got a keyboard, didn't you, with Dreamcast, and you could go into the chat room.
Yeah. See, the
So that was
PS2
first
never had
experience.
the Ethernet cable built in. You had to
It
get an
came.
adapter.
Yeah, it came. I remember
Yeah.
the adapter.
A big square block, which people use now to put a hard drive in to hack it. Sega Saturn lad says PS2 online was wanker. Thanks for that input. Massively appreciated. Go and
It
play
must
your
have been.
Sega
It
Saturn.
can't have been that good though. Back then we dial up and that. It must have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
It weren't dial up. Was it dial up? It might have
Must
been
have
in
been.
early days, but it was the first beginning of like broad. It was back in the day. Like I ran a router from downstairs, so then I had a router in my room, and just split. It was all Ethernet cables. It wasn't like it was broadband, original broadband. It was with Telewest because I got banned from Telewest. We had to move to someone else because I fell out with all the people at the call center. Literally, whenever it went down, I used to fucking have to ring up, probably somewhere like Bangladesh or something, fucking arguing with them. And I was saying, my internet's not working. Have you tried this? Yes. Have you tried that? I went, can you just fucking ping? Because all they had to do was ping the box, re-ping it, and reset it.
Yeah.
And they was making me do all these tests.
We were just like, I can remember actually having to time it because we were on dial-up, and like it used to cost. My mum just like all of a sudden, why is that phone bill so massive?
No.
I would like put our unplugging phone and plug in internet cable. I had a wire going right upstairs into the bedroom just so I could play like what is it, Choo Choo Rockets or whatever it were. And
Yeah, but you're
Fantasy
thinking
Star.
Dreamcast. That would have been 2000s.
That was before, weren't it? Before PlayStation 2. That's why.
Yeah, that's why. Because once PS2 came out, it was early 2000s. I think it was probably FIFA 2004 I was playing online. And it was like the early days of broadband. But yeah, we used to have fucking loads of rates. My main argument was, right, it was Telewest. That was who we was with. It wasn't fucking... It was Telewest who aren't going anymore. They become Virgin. And I had 6 mates who left school who went to work in the Telewest centre that's less than a mile down the road from my house. Every time I had a problem and rung, I spoke to someone in fucking Bangladesh with broken English who couldn't fucking sort it out. And in the end, they like just said to my dad, "You need to change company," because like I'd just answer the phone and shout "cunt" down the phone and stuff like that, and slam the phone down. So
did you guys ever? Do you know like when you first got internet? Do you remember like doing everything? Do you know like I was at home, my mum and dad didn't have a clue. I fucking ordered the router, set everything up. They were like, "What are you even doing?" I'm like, "I'm giving us internet." They were like, "What the fuck?"
I've got a true story.
I thought you were going to say porn then.
See, this is where my story's going right.
I thought so.
This was probably about 97, 98, right? And this was dial-up because I was only allowed to go on at certain hours because it used to block up your phone, didn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't use.
And my dad being self-employed. My dad being self-employed, I wasn't allowed to go on till like. In fact, he used to encourage me to go on at 8 o'clock. He goes, because at least then no bastard can ring me about work from 8 o'clock onwards. So I'd go on late. I was fucking about with dial-up. But back in the early days of the internet, fucking pop-ups were rife. So you'd be looking at something. Yahoo used to be your search engine back then. It was much bigger than Google. You used to have Yahoo Messenger. Yeah, that's it. Ask
Jeeves.
Wow.
I were asking Jeeves some rate questions.
I asked Jeeves all sorts. He never knew.
But I clicked on something, and it used to trick you because the close button used to actually be, if you didn't use the actual close button, you used the cross they put on, it downloaded something. So anyway, in the background, this fucking porn site must have been running on my computer like this fucking thing. First ever internet bill for a month. 80-something pound, man. My dad is fucking... Dad comes in. What the... Because I'd convinced him to get the internet, man. My dad fucking petrified me when he come in. And all that happened is, like... Because, like, I was underage. So Dad rung up and said, look, he shouldn't even be allowed to fucking access this. You need to put on some setting, blah, blah, blah. And basically, my dad didn't have to pay on this 80-odd quid. And genuinely, I wasn't going on them poor sites. But back then, yeah, like it was a minefield, the internet. Like I remember being on MSN Messenger with my mates after school, just fucking organising the weekends, fucking game of football or something we used to do and stuff like that. Like LimeWire, I mentioned LimeWire. LimeWire this is a true story now. We lost my first PC that I had, Hewlett Packard, to LimeWire, because that fucking thing had more STDs than Jordan. I fucking tell you that now, right? But I never learned, right? I never learned because I used to do copied CDs on the side and DVDs. Like, so I only worked at the leisure centre. Originally, I was only on YTS money, and then when I went up from there, I was on even less. But I used to sell the customers CDs at the fucking back of my rucksack, like, so I was doing that. But LimeWire was so temperamental because you download something like, say, I don't know, the latest Now album. The next thing you've got some fucking virus eating away at your fucking computer, man. And I lost at least. Someone says Kazaa as well. Kazaa was another one I used, and BearShare. But
Napster was the original, wasn't it? Napster.
I never used
that was
Napster.
music, though, weren't it?
Oh no, Napster. Then you could get films. I loved Napster. I would download films. It'd take 4 days to get one film, but I loved it for getting films and obviously music and stuff.
But yeah, I lost fucking several computers to downloading stuff like that. Dan lost all his porn. Mate, I'll tell you what, I needed a bigger hard drive back then because fucking what I used to do is I used to have a copy of every CD that I wanted. Even if I didn't want it, I'd download the newest album because it was easy for me to copy to CD because I hadn't got enough space on my hard drive. But yeah, man, my Hewlett Packard, that fucking died a death to it. And at least 2 laptops after. I mean, I'd buy a new laptop every year now anyway because I'm fucking useless and fuck them up.
I wonder if that's what Russ has done to his laptop then, just too much porn.
Yeah.
I reckon it is, yeah.
Definitely.
Gruss, if you're watching us, just get an external hard drive, mate. You're obviously fucking everything up by keeping it all on one.
You don't even have to download it these days, do you? It's just there.
I know, man.
Very briefly, do you remember the chat rooms? Oh my god, the chat rooms.
MSN chat rooms. I've got a story about that, man.
He's got. Go on, tell us.
It's a good one. It's nothing bad either. God, I'm trying to think what year it was. It was either the year 2000 or the year 2001. Where I live in Dudley, they had a small epicenter of an earthquake, really tiny, right? But every Thursday night, because we weren't old enough to go out drinking in the pub, we used to go around my mate Andy Bayliss' house. I used to get 4 cans of Carlsberg Export and a Singapore chow mein, and we would sit in MSN chat rooms and play. I remember it like it's yesterday, man. Fucking sit and play GoldenEye 4-player. Now my mate Gammon, who I bought all the Dreamcast stuff on.
Why is he called Gammon? Before we go any further,
he had a gammy leg.
Gammy leg. I knew you were going to say that. I've heard that before. You said that.
Gammon had a gammy leg, right? So he used to play. He used to sit on the floor by the window because that used to be his bed. There's my mate Dwayne, who was in the last year of school. He used to sit on the settee with Bayliss. And Bayliss had this hammock chair that I used to sit in. And I was always Boris, the one with the Hawaiian shirt. Well, anyway, about 2 weeks before, me and Bayliss had a run-in with some of the fucking dickheads on the estate, right? And we'd had a bit of a scuffle. So anyway, we're all fucking sat playing GoldenEye. And all of a sudden, this fucking hammock chair starts swinging around because this earthquake hits. And I start arguing with Gammon, saying he's kicking the chair. Saying, what the fuck are you doing, man? That's cheating, you prick. So next thing we know, we were like, fucking hell, someone's drove a car into my mate's house or something. So we go running outside thinking the dickheads who we'd have a row in had just got fucking decided to ram raid the fucking house. Yeah, I swear to God. And the only reason we found out what has happened is because everyone because like it was the West Midlands fucking MSN chat, and everyone was commenting, going, what the fuck was that just shaking my house and everything?
Do you know what? I remember that. I was sat in a big, massive, easy chair in my living room, and the chair lifted up and moved forward. And I was sat for about, I swear to God, I was sat for about half an hour thinking.
About half a mile from where we was.
I had to try and figure out, I had to like convince myself that it were all right, because I'm like, my chair's just got up and moved. And I thought, that's not normal.
I swear to God, the epicenter was in Gornal.
It were all in news that they were like a big earthquake, weren't it? So
yeah, the epicenter was half a mile from us in Gornal. But it was that severe. We thought someone had ram raided Bayliss' house because we'd had this fucking scuffle the week before, man. But the only reason we found out was because everyone was in MSN chat going, what the fuck was that, man? My house has just been shaken.
MSN chat. That's your story of MSN chat. Did you ever catfish your mates? You know, pretend to be like a girl and chat.
No,
your
but
mates?
I wish I had, because I never learned to
Dude, that's
catfish
so
until
funny.
older.
Well, Quinny, you clearly have. So go on,
Yes,
tell the
so
story.
many times we'd finish school and then we'd go to, I don't know why, we'd stay and we'd all go on the PCs and we'd all go and chat and we'd think we'd be chatting with these girls from Florida, from in Malaysia or wherever, yeah. And then one of us
Dirty little boy.
make a name up and chat to like one of the other friends, and we'd have him on for days and he'd be like, oh, I'm trying to this girl, she's this, she's that, she's stunning, and we'd just have him on for days. And yeah, it was funny. We'd do it
The
all
first
the time.
time we ever catfished someone, we were well into our 20s, and it was our mate's brother. Like, fucking, and we proper catfished him bad, man. And when he found out, he lost his shit bad. Proper bad. We, like, the name we made up there with this girl, man. Like, I think we called her Champagne, was her name. It's like, shit. And he was fucking, and we all sat in the fucking boozer, and he's telling us about it. And one of us is on our phone, fucking messaging him about it. He's like, oh, fucking hell. When he found out, man, he was not fucking happy, man. He was a little bit fuming.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, James. ASL, age, sex, location. You just write that to everyone. ASL. You would, and they'd be like, yeah, 17, fucking female, Florida. And you'd be like, oh, I'm in here. I've got one from Florida, lads. It was ridiculous, man.
Fucking hell.
Jesus.
Lee's too old for all this. Lee was on his first fucking job by then.
Oh, he's
Do you know what? I didn't even have, like I said, like didn't have a PC. So like my only time I used MSN were on like an Xbox 360 because I still didn't have a PC.
An Xbox 360?
Yeah.
Was MSN still going? I remember when MSN chat died, and I felt like I lost part of my childhood.
Same, yeah.
In fact, I think it was Stu to UK, man. We were talking to have some really mad videos on MySpace, like really mad videos, like when there's me arguing with someone in the airport, like pissed up and stuff like that. And they were all on like my Instagram, and there was like when I was at a beach party dancing and stuff. But they're all gone now. I went onto MySpace and I was clicking through and I was thinking, fucking hell, look at all these people I don't even speak to no more. I used to spend all my fucking time talking to these people.
But when you had to had a PC though, that's probably at that time when it were like everybody had them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Nobody had a PC. I mean, I must have been like 26 before PCs became like a household thing.
I only got one because I got quite a bit of money at one stage, which is another story. But I came into quite a bit of money, so I bought one.
Strippogram.
No. I might mention it. I got some compensation. I was only like 14, no, 12, 13. I got some.
Were you touched?
And I went on this show.
Show us on the
show.
Show us on the doll where you were touched, Craig. Is it here?
What show were you on?
Here.
What show were you on?
No, I wasn't. I'm joking.
Oh, I thought you really were on a show then.
I've been on TV before. I'll tell you about that in a bit. Because I don't think any of you know about me being on TV.
I don't know, no.
Tell us your story first.
I went on TV. No, mine's really sad one. I was stabbed.
Oh.
12. I told you, Annalise, I think.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I was
story.
I was stabbed at school when I was like.
Oh
12.
yeah. Yeah, I do.
Fucking hell, you got shanked up.
Yeah, with so a pair of scissors. He took half a pair, so it was just like the one blade. And there was a fight in the playground. And you know when you all crowd around, fight. Everyone were crowded around. And then I just felt like a punch to my stomach. I thought someone had jabbed me, and I looked and I had a pair of scissors stuck in my chest.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. And I just hit the deck, and I got lots of compensation from. We sued the school. I got I think it was like 4 or 5 grand back in the day, which was nothing. Nowadays it'd have been in the hundreds.
Fucking hell, I'd stab you for 4 grand.
It's mental. I only got 4K. I got a gaming PC. And
I bet all lads in playground were going, right, this is what we're gonna do. I'll get a pair of scissors. I'll stab you and we'll split it.
Yeah.
Have you fucking heard Quinny? He got 4 grand for that little fucking getting stabbed.
Stabbings went up.
Unreal, man. Nowadays, you get 100K for that easy. It would be,
fuck me, yeah. The school would be shut down and everything, wouldn't it?
Done.
Yeah, it did get shut down. The school got closed.
Did he?
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I got a PC. So.
I got my PC because my dad put a trust in my name. and he needed to borrow some money because it was something had gone on with his tax or something. So I took my trust out, gave it him, and then he paid it me back. So when I was 16, he paid it me back. I had the trust. I bought that fucking PC that I went and killed with fucking LimeWire, and I went to Ibiza. And
Nice.
I was only 16. I had to have a fucking letter off mum and dad to leave country. Went to Ibiza with all my mates, man, and got completely off my head for fucking 2 weeks. But that's where my story of me being on TVs.
Oh,
Because there's a VHS somewhere at mum and dad's with the footage on. I've searched YouTube. It's not on there. We were on a TV show called Reps in Ibiza. It was one of the early series. There's me on there. You wouldn't recognize me. I'm fucking thin. I have a jawline. I'm fucking pissed off. I remember them, right? Because it's really weird because they put mics on you and everything. And I remember I was sat round a bar at one of the clubs chatting to this girl, and they fucking come with this like fucking Del Boy Trotter fucking camera, bright light shining in your face when I'm trying to talk to this girl. And I was just, when I went, well, mate, what the fuck you doing, man? You've just ruined my chances or something. And like any footage they had of me, they couldn't use because the swear words were that bad. I went to the toilet in the same club, and this like fucking Spanish geezer tries to sell me fucking, I think it was cocaine. And I just said to him, do you want to buy a mic? Because I got the mic on me.
Oh.
You've never seen a fucking guy run so much in your life.
Thought you were a copper.
I swear to God. And then they try and interview me outside, right? But I am completely fucking blotted at this time. We'd gone out in like swimming wear, so I've got armbands on, a shower cap on, a Duncan Goodhue cap on, and it's come up to fucking here because I'm out my head. And they're trying to interview me, and they have to bring one of my mates to prop me up, so I'm fucking leaning on him. And the only bit of footage that they have of me actually talking, I go, yeah, that's all I say. Because all the rest is all comprehensive. And there's footage of me chasing a little Spanish kid, because this little Spanish kid tries to nick my wallet, and I chase him and try and do yeah. But they interview other people about me, right? And the funny thing is I was the youngest of the group, and my mates were all pissed off because they went to this group of girls. They goes, what do you reckon to Dana and all his friends? Well, because I was the youngest, they hated that I was being classed as the group leader. And the one said, they're really funny, but Dana's quite immature. He told me I shouldn't have come on holiday. I should have saved the money and had a facelift. And I fucking remembered saying that. And I remember flying out. We'd bought a copy of the, it wasn't the Sport, it was the Star. And they got a list of like the top 50 chat up lines. So we fucking cut them up on the aeroplane, or ripped them up probably, put them in a hat, and you had to draw them out. And that was your chat up line for 2 weeks.
Oh.
And the one that I drew was just, you'll do. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll do, man. The amount of fucking slaps I got for fucking that was unreal. But yeah, man, there was footage of me running around with a water gun, shooting one of the waiters at a hotel because I was pissed out my head then, and that was it. There was me and all my mates on this episode of Reps in Ibiza. So
Awesome.
you won't find it. I've got a copy somewhere. If I find it, I'll upload it to YouTube. But that's my story. Being on TV.
Lads holidays were the best. Oh man, I went on some beauties back in the day. And like you say, I remember getting the letter. I was 16, 17. And mate, you just get fucked up. And you're 16 and 17, they don't care over there, do they? You just you're just getting wrecked. And we had some good stories, man.
By the second week, no lucky man on an island would try and fucking sell me anything because I'd upset them all. They used to see me, I cheat you not, I tried to buy the one shoes off his feet, because I was pissed. I'd got his hat and he wouldn't sell me his shoes and socks, right? And they used to just see me coming and they used to just go, fuck off, bad boy. That's all they used to say to me. My mates always used to be worried if I went off on my own, I was going to get the fuck beat out of me, man. Because I'd just upset fucking all of them on the island, like, man. So it was back when it was pesetas as well. It wasn't even euros.
Oh, pesetas, yeah.
Because everything I used to say, 1 peseta. I'll buy it off you for 1 peseta. That's all I used to say to them. But anyway, we'll move back to a bit about gaming because I might expose too much about myself that I don't want on the internet. So Lee, tell us your YouTube journey because yours is a good one. More comes back than Sinatra.
It's. Do you know what it is? It's purely. I'll tell
your whole story. Who you used to watch? What got you into YouTube and where you are now?
I weren't that bothered about retro gaming. So I worked with this fella, and he just started telling me about these like YouTube channels, and it were like retro hunters. They were like before Game Chasers, and I watched a few episodes, and I just got hooked on it, and I was just watching it constantly. And then you move on to American ones like Yappy Console Gamer and stuff like that. And I thought, do you know what? There's got to be a UK scene to this. So then I think at the time I was Dreamcast here, and I rated to Shenmue, and I searched for Shenmue 3, and one of the first ones that came up were Ben Shenmuzo. So I watched him, and then it sort of all you've got to do is find one channel, aren't you? And it just branches off.
No balls, yeah.
And then it goes to like Tute, and then it goes to like Daz, and it just, and I'm like, this. And what it were is, I saw a video, a Blackpool meetup, and they were like 30 or 40 of them, all just drinking, all talking about games. And I went, next year I'm going to be there. So I thought, well, I'll set something up, and started commenting on videos. And then I thought, well, this isn't really working that much. So then I thought, do you know what? I'll just try and start something myself. And I used to, like, on Twitter, I used to mess about. You know, like, you're going to get so many characters on Twitter. I thought it'd be funny to try and write a review with like 32 characters. So I just like did these like mini reviews and make them as short as possible. And so when I started a YouTube channel, I thought, you know what, that's what I'll do. And I converted that to like video. And then obviously people started commenting. I think one of the first persons that I actually started talking to were old Gruss, being from Sheffield and that, and being local. And then that was it.
You've been stuck with a cunt ever since.
There's nothing I don't know about Sonic 2. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Could you tell Chris how to fucking play it then?
So, and then before I know, I got invited into a WhatsApp group with him and all them lot and chatting, and then market started, and I went to my first market, which were like Leeds, that Town Hall one, which is probably one of the best ones. And just everyone were there, and you go in there, and everyone knew who you were, and they were saying, all right, and like shaking your hand. We're all in bar. I probably a bit took back actually at first time. Got like standing back and just watching it because it was like a bit overwhelming and that. But Tutti were there, Daz were there, Shocks were there, Jay were there, all main ones that I'd been watching and that. And it just snowballed from there. And a few more markets later, then it was Blackpool, and it was bang. It like I said, a year later, I were in the next video for Blackpool with everybody else just on social.
Was that when you met Tony?
No, not first time. Do you know what? First one, I went a rectangle because I just blew it. I shot my load on first night. I remember being
premature ejaculation.
Yeah. I just remember there, and we were all drinking in no break, and then it was like, right, come on, we're going to go into town, and everyone was saying, oh no, we're going to take. We don't want to ruin play. We're not going into town, but then I think it was Monkey Spaz or something. I think he was like encouraging it. Went into town, went into shenanigans, and that were it. Jägermeisters were there, and it was like 4 in the morning, and I think I were in Pot World with Novabug, Monkey Spaz, Retro and Lim Steve, and Shocks. Got a pizza in a rectangle, and I got an hotel rate late, and it was like quite a posh, and she said no rules. It was like a quite hippie bar and that. Basically, you went to a fridge to get a beer, and you didn't pay. You just put a donation in a little jar. And I'm like, it was like being back in Sheffield and that, like Silk's bar, £1 a drink. I'm just putting £1 in, going up. But she went, no takeaway. Fine, not a problem. I woke up in the morning, touched my face, it was all sticky. All this brown stuff all on my hand, and I'm like, oh my God.
I'm hoping this was pizza.
Where's this going?
Brown, and I'm like, I'm looking down, and it's just everywhere. And she'd put some chocolate mints on pillar, and I've just gone to sleep on them. So foils split.
Thank God for that.
Foils split, gone everywhere. So and at night I've moved about, chocolate everywhere. Then I look down, there's a box of empty pizza there, tomato ketchup all over sheets. It's in a rectangle. Looked at watch, it's like 11 o'clock. I'm checkouts at 10. Knocking on door. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like stressed out. It looked like a dirty protest. It like blood and shit everywhere in a rectangle. So I just had to like tell her like, oh, we're getting ready. I'm like, no, I'm getting ready. Oh, I'll give 5 minutes. Took out sheets, shoved them in a cupboard in a wardrobe.
Oh my God. Shower,
get out, and I just chucked keys on desk and legged it up to no break. And rest of the day I was just in a tangle. I was just sleeping on sofas. But that was it. That was Blackpool. That's play Blackpool, isn't it? It's just
Bill in
That's
the
all I
UK
need.
has got a story. What is it with the toilets in the Norbreck? Didn't someone walk in on Rich King Retro having a shit in there? Yeah.
I heard that. I think that's true.
I'm trying to think who was
It's
it.
just-
Someone who's been on this stream because they told the story of me. I think it might have been
It's just full of piss, isn't it?
Champion
It's just piss
2
everywhere. No, but that's it, and that's it now. It's I do it purely for social, and that's why I ummed and ahed about coming back, because it's like I've done it now. I've made the mates. I can go to these events and have a right good laugh. I don't need to do it anymore. But I mean, again, another one's when we to some of the league markets. I mean, you've not experienced the Leeds market until you've travelled back on a train with Gus Newton pissed out his head trying to get a carriage to sing "Pour Some Sugar on Me."
Oh,
At the same time, chucking in a "What time you getting here" in chorus. That's what it's all about. That is, some of them Leeds markets have been best laughs I've ever had ever. Is he?
Grussy's here. Grussy's here. But that's not your YouTube journey, Lee. That's your fucking. I want to know what.
But that's it. That's the reason I did it, purely for that. I saw Blackpool and went, I want in on that, and I thought, to do that, I've got to do a channel. So it's always been secondary.
So why are you I would say, Lee, you touch on every minor detail when you do a video. You're like borderline obsessed with perfection, I think, with the stuff you do for your own channel, not the TNT stuff you used to do.
I think that's just my thing. I'm sort of design work, so I enjoy that bit. I'm not doing it to make it look better than anybody else's. It's just that I know how to do it and I like it. So where some people go, oh God, I've got to do thumbnails, I've got to do banner art. I love that bit. That's why I change so often, just because I like doing it. I like creating the overlays and stuff like that. But that's just I'm lucky in the fact that that's my area of expertise, shall we say?
Is that why you
Content
create
shit.
all these? I was going to say, is this why you create all them cushions and that? Do you want to put some product placing in?
Oh, do you want to get out there?
Have you sent Gus Newton his? Because he's been waiting for 4 years for his cushion, innit?
And I've been waiting 4 years for payment as well.
So what was behind the constant change of the channels and the names?
First time I did it, like I said, first one was just to get in group, and it was like a retro thing, weren't it? So a retro gamer addict, that were it. But then I realised, I thought, do you know what? I play more modern games than I do retro. And as you've noticed, I'm into toys and stuff like that. It's retro gaming toys, so action figures. And I'm like, I'm not into gaming, so I thought, well, they're calling all nerds because it's everything I do is like nerd related and stuff. And it's just reason I stopped that one is because my kids found out about channel and stuff, and because they're young and that, and my channel's hardly friendly, is it? So I had to start again and keep it.
This is the most
secret.
active Gus Newton has ever been in this chat. He wants to know, have you bought any new jeans?
I made them into shorts. Oh, look, these are the jeans.
Is that Stu's vest you've got on?
I hope not.
It might be his handkerchief, not his vest, maybe.
So
is this the last incarnation, or are we going to get a titanium gamer movies and coins channel from you or not?
Providing it stays sort of like my kids don't find out about it, it'll probably stay the same. Yeah, I am a bit annoyed that I've got gamed in it because I'm sticking with like it should be more like nostalgia stuff, shouldn't it? Because it's toys, it's trainers, it's clothing, it's for me it's nostalgia. It's not gaming. Yeah. I'm not bothered about gaming. I don't think all the Mega Drive games, never going to play them. It's just
you want to have I know what you mean. Yeah,
it's like I didn't want to collect Mega Drive games. All I saw is Daz Cornus Deloro when he was going for his Mega Drive games. He posted Rambo 3, and I'm like, he posted loads before that, but he posted Rambo 3, and I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And I just went on eBay and bought it. I paid whatever it was going for, about 30 odd quid. I probably got done on that one. And then when it arrived, that's all I was going to get. We weren't going to get any more. And then I opened it up, and that smell of plastic and just thumbing through magazine, like manual, and I thought it just drew me back to being that kid again. Christmas Eve, and like an addiction, isn't it? Then it's like every time you get one, then you get that little hit every time you open it.
And then you drop it on the floor. Is that the little hit you're
Yeah.
on about?
I'm not going to play him. Don't matter, does it, really?
Addy Sneaker Freak says, Nostalgia Nerd, just copy another channel name. I think you've got too much personality to copy that one, though, to be honest, Lee.
I could go Nostalgia Geek.
Nostalgia
Oh.
guy.
Nostalgia guy.
Mr. Nostalgia.
Mr. Hey, I quite like that.
Mr. Yeah, there you go.
So Quinny, is your YouTube journey any different? What got you into YouTube? Who did you used to watch? Your experiences?
It's not unique. This has been like an echoing theme, I think, with a lot of people who you've had on. It started with AVGN. I've always gamed. I've kept a lot of my old stuff. I've kept my game gear, my ZX Spectrum. The Mega Drive that we played the most, I didn't keep. We got rid of all the games. The 2 games we did keep, John Madden and Skitching. It were like, why have I kept those 2 over all the classics I had? Anyway, and then Metroid was the big one from my Super Nintendo that I finally got when I was like 18. I kept Metroid. So I already had them. I never played them. I just kind of kept them aside. And then I had a friend one day like send me a link for YouTube. Check this guy out. He plays all the old video games and he slates them. It's really funny. And he sent me the AVGN and I just was hooked. I was just addicted to watching all this stuff. And then, like Lee says, it kind of snowballs. Then I started watching Game Chasers. And I watched those guys who Lee was on about, Game Hunters, was it?
Retro Hunters.
Retro Hunt. They were really good. And they just stopped all of a sudden.
He went a bit religious. He went religious and found God. And
this is it. They just kind of stopped. They were brilliant as well. I watched them. And Pat the NES punk. Is that what he's called? NES? Anyway, Pat, him. He does like the car boot, swap meets.
Flea Market Madness.
Yeah, they're the ones. Yeah, I watch all those. And where he meets that old guy, is it?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was trying to think what Frank, the old guy, Frank.
Yeah. And we're
always buying some shit fucking DVDs or CDs. The old.
He loves his CDs, man. He loves his CDs. It's funny. So yeah, I kind of watched.
His voice reminds me of like some 1950s American TV show, like that.
It's me, Frank. Yeah.
Frank.
So yeah, I got with the American ones, and then I thought the same. I was like, surely there's something over here that's kind of similar. And the first one I came across was Tootie, that's Stu. He was like the first guy, and I was just hooked on his videos. I watched him back from the beginning, and I was like, I need to start commenting. So I made it. I thought, well, I want to start doing this because I've got old games and I want to start collecting again. What can I call myself? I came up with SuperQuintendo. It was just on a whim, really. It wasn't like thought. I didn't put any major thoughts into it. It was just so I could start commenting and saying, yeah, great pickups. I remember this back in the day and whatnot. And then obviously I found Pete. Lee, you created your channel 3 months prior to me, so we're more or less the same time. I was watching your
channel
mini his original with his mini reviews, where he's mini reviewed like Sonic. Do you remember his mini reviews, Dana?
No, because you probably started it before me. Yeah.
They were brilliant. It would just be like Sonic. He'd be like, yeah, he runs fast, he's great, and it were like. Do
you know what? I've still not done no better than that. I got more things on that than I've ever done ever since.
What I'll say is I rarely go back and watch anyone's I'll go back like a month or something if I've missed someone's video, but I'll know. Like the only time I've gone back and looked through Stu's videos is to like screenshot his jumpers and rip the piss out of him. Like
he's wearing, or what he's not wearing. Oh,
or his vest. Like he used to have this lovely fucking striped green and fucking like grey jumper. That was one of my favourites. I think he probably got one of that from one of his boot sale pickups or something like that. He got that.
Yeah,
but
you're right though. I've never go back. If someone comes to me, then I'll sub and I'll watch the current content and decide from that whether I stick around or not. I never go back.
I do that. I watch like a couple of their current ones, and if I like them, I'll go right back to the beginning and I hook on them. Then and I'm like, I'm watching all this guy's stuff. And I'll watch.
How do you find time? I'm struggling now. I mean, Al's knocking them out.
I'm struggling.
Eddie's knocking them out. I can't keep up. It's
I've
ridiculous.
subbed to like 6 people recently because of Dana's streams. I can't watch any of them because Al's got 25 videos out as of 3 days ago.
I'm on a rate backlog.
My favourite is his Maureen's driving school version of fucking GT, and he fucking. I mean, I love Al, right? Yeah, he obviously loves his games, but I've never seen fucking anyone collectively play different genre of games so fucking badly. He's just downloaded that Stranded Deep that I've told him to. Guarantee the fuck he gets eaten by a shark before he gets to the island.
Has he got off at Raft? Just swimming round in circles.
Al, you need to stream that Stranded, man. That'll be an epic watch.
Oh man, I mean, like I struggle with the buttons because like it's fucking, you know, like because you get confused which like fucking menu you got to bring up. I'm fucking here. I'm like thinking, fuck's sake, I press one. I'll just be, you know what? The best thing you could do, Al, is get on the island and then just walk back out to sea and lay him drowned. End it quick, end it soon. Don't fucking go through the pain. Just end it.
Put the poor bastard out of his misery.
Oh God, he's really. I'm stuck down. I need help. Is that like with the fucking game or life in general? I bet you, right, Al. Have you even got out the aeroplane? Have you got? Can't make a shelter. Al, I'll go on the game after this and I'll walk you through it. But there is an actual thing that, you know, a menu that fucking shows you how to do that as well. And you can't save the game till you build a shelter either, Al. Worst fucking gamer I've ever met in my life. Worst gamer. Lovely guy.
Ain't he picking up on Fortnite, though? He's getting a bit better, isn't he?
Debatable.
No.
No. He fucking cost me 2 games yesterday.
Hey,
because me and Kieran rushed in, right? There was one guy left. Me and Kieran rushed in. He knocked us both. Al's 30 yards back trying to fucking snipe him.
With a shotgun.
Fucking hell. Honest to God. And then me, Retro Red's fucking Steve's first 2 games, right? So you know how easy it is when you make Steve the captain.
Yeah.
Fucking
I like
the 2 mistakes, I fucking died, didn't I, in both games? So I left him with Al. And he was like the blind leading the blind. In fact, I'd say Steve was better because he knocked people. This is all I fucking see of Al when I die. You fucking turn it on, right? And his fucking character's there with a pen and paper trying to fucking build in it. I'm like, Al, why ain't you got your fucking gun on trying to kill someone? Fucking hell.
Trying to build a wall.
Yeah.
Just very briefly though, I just wanted to get this in there, you know, back to like my YouTube. So yeah, I made a video, and the first people that commented, like this is 5 years ago as well. The first people that commented on that first video, I mean they're still around now. Lee, you were the first comment.
Mr. Community. See,
we'll get on to that in a minute.
Stu was on there. He commented because obviously he groomed me. And then
are you one of the ones that was groomed by Stu?
Yeah, I was.
I tell you what, fucking YouTube Operation U-Tree will be back onto him soon.
Rossi was on there.
We are watching.
So from Retro, Matt, he needs to start making videos again. And then Pete on a retro tip, and he's the first tuber I ever met. I was chatting with him about I want to come to an event, I want to meet you all, I want to have the craft.
Do you remember when I first met you?
Yeah, that's the one.
We went to Leeds Market, didn't we? And I turned up just on a whim.
That's the first one.
Yeah, and Paul C and all them, they all went to Arcade Club, didn't they?
They all just left us. Do you remember?
So I just said to you, "Do you want to hang about?" And me and you just got absolutely hammered.
Yeah, we just
absolutely hammered. We never met each other before, and just got absolutely hammered.
That was a good. I'm glad you remember that. That was the first time, obviously, I met you.
Yeah.
And I found that Pearl GameCube. Do you remember?
Why?
I've got a Pearl GameCube. That's the one I've got in my collection.
Go on.
That just shows you, though, doesn't it? I mean, like, never met each other, just a few little comments in a video, but then we just hung out and just got we had a very good day.
Beautiful GameCube by a mile.
What colour is it, Dana?
It's the Pearl one.
I'd say it's white, isn't it?
No, it's because it's got a glow to it. It's like got a glisten. You probably can't quite see it on the camera. I never came with a Pearl controller, but I managed. This is a story. I went to Doncaster, second video game I've ever sold her, and I just got a list of a few items because I didn't want to buy too much because I was there to make money, really, like sell some of my extra stuff. But that Pearl controller was one of the things, and the guy on the stall behind me was the only one in the room with one, and he was from Albury, which is 2 miles away from here. So I went all the way to fucking Doncaster to buy a controller for the fucking system I got.
And he was down the road.
Yeah, he lives down the fucking road from me. So Lee, you briefly mentioned there, Mr. Community. So let's talk about the community bit. And I know you have been a figurehead for many years, and talk a little bit about TNT as well.
TNT, do you have to bring that up?
Yeah.
It's dead, isn't it? It's dead.
No, it's not. It's having a comeback. Its heart is still beating.
I don't know. Like I said, the whole reason for it for me is meeting people and having a laugh. It's not the videos. It's all about the meetups, and that's it. I mean, arcade club, play Blackpool markets. That's what I do it for. Purely that. Hence the name Mr. Community, because I'm at every community event, in the bar having a drink.
Do you feel you may be losing that title now, though?
From who?
To who?
Gus Newton. Gus
Yeah, but
Newton, current
innit?
winner of YouTuber of the Month, and he's the first person who's brought it really back to the roots of the community. I think Gus Newton. He may not be the daddy of streaming anymore, but I think he could be the new Mr. Community.
I'm waiting for punchline.
Oh no, that's it. That's
Are you
deadly serious.
Bloody
I'm
hell.
deadly serious. Because you've ruffled too many feathers. Like you caused that hassle by spamming Facebook groups with your fucking video content.
Whoa.
Spamming
I've
Spamland.
been done there. I was done. All I did is joined a friendly Facebook group, posted like everybody else, and my second video got pulled up about it. And I'm like, between my first video and the second one, everybody else is chucking in 5 links, and I get pulled up. Forget it.
Did you pull the Mr. Community card on them? Did you say, do you know who I am?
Yeah, I did. I went, I'm Mr. Community. I'm not some sort of troll filling your Facebook page with links. Only put 2 in. 2.
Spam.
Ridiculous.
Spam, that's what it is. But what do you think of the
I've
community as
left
a whole? Like, how has it changed from when you started to now? Because, like you guys, you've probably been here, like, when it was at its peak, then it's had a little bit of a lull, and I'd like to think it's back at its peak again now. So
I don't think it's changed. I just think it is, from the first group, a lot of them have just dropped off and they don't do it anymore. And there's like new ones have come in. So I think it's still the same. It's just we've replaced some with newer faces. That's all it is. I think it's still
transfer
the same.
window, new lineup.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And again, it's like the last Blackpool, when I looked, I'd be like, half of people I knew, half of people were new, but it were enjoyable to get to know other people. I mean, they were Eddie there, they were Dylan there, they were Glory Hunter there, all people that I've never talked to before. And it's again, you get a drink and you start going around and trying to chat to as many people. I mean, that last Blackpool in that club, it was quality, weren't it? Mr. Bads were there with wigs on and all. It was
Mr.
brilliant.
Bad Man. I never thought I'd see Mr. Bad
Eddie in a rectangle.
So I don't know if I've told.
Around.
I think I have might have told the Eddie story.
I got chucked out because I couldn't find toilet, and I couldn't find a urinal, so I was just pissing on the floor. So they escorted me out. Gently. It was a great night with his glasses on, weren't we? As living his best.
Living your best now.
All the wigs,
Brilliant.
good. It was a good night.
I was fucking Quinny. You was last man standing with me and Liam, weren't you?
Dana, me, you, and Liam were there. I didn't even know you two were, mate, by the end of the night. I was so.
Did you find your coat?
Right, I need to tell. That's the story. Do you want to carry on, or shall I?
No. I want to. Now I've mentioned the coat. I want to talk about the coat.
I hope Gav won't be watching. Gav from Chav, whatever they're called nowadays.
Gav the Chav.
Gav the. So we're in that club. I had my jacket on. I was busting moves out. I needed to get that jacket off. I was sweating. I threw it. I just went over to the lads who were not dancing, chucked it down on the floor, and I was just in a zone. I wanted to go dance. I was dancing away, mate. I didn't see the rest of them. I went back hours later. You know what it was like. How were
you had me fucking walking around the club with me and Liam looking for this jacket.
So then I went back to where the lads were. No one was there, and my coat wasn't there. I was like, someone's nicked my coat. And it wasn't like a cheap coat. It was like a favourite super dry coat that I have. I was really gutted about it. So I went around the club lifting people's coats, going, "You've got my coat. Why have you got my coat?"
You had me going over to some Eastern European guy, asking him if the coat that he was wearing was his. Is that your coat you've got on, mate?
Mate, I was fuming. I was so mad. So then I left, and I was so mad. I went in the taxi. I remember telling the taxi driver, "I've just been to a club, mate, and someone's nicked my coat. The fucking lowlifes." And then I went to the hotel, and that was hilarious. I couldn't find my room. I had to go. I walked up, and I was staying in the Norbreck. I walked up and down hallways. I said, "I've got to go back here. I don't know where I am." Went to reception. I said, "Can you tell me where my room is? I'm lost." She took me up to my room. She said, "It's here." I went in. I woke Jay up. Sorry, Jay, about that, by the way. And then the next day, Gav sends me a message. "Quinny, I've got your coat." I was like, "Fucking hell, man." He took it with him. He took it back to his room. Fuck knows. Anyway, I got it back.
It probably fitted him better than the coat that Gav was wearing at basketball. I just remember Gav having a massive.
Do you remember that jumper he had?
That's it. It was massive. But Quinny, twice, man. I mean, at Bury, me and you were out all fucking night at Bury, fucking arcade.
I'm always trying to be the last, but you always beat me. You always pick me to the post, mate. You were the first in and the last on that one in Bury.
Is Bury one with polo neck, man?
Polo.
We split up in 2 groups, Lee. You went back to the hotel.
I went back, yeah.
Me, Dana, Shocks.
I'm sure Russ had an incident with
Mark,
polo
Big
neck,
Mark.
man.
Big Mark, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure Tootie was with us for a bit, but then we left him with Rob.
He was limping, wasn't he?
He's always fucking limping. He's like the Terminator.
Oh, I can't wait till Al joins us on this.
That was where fucking Russ was upsetting everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the women.
Minx.
Hassling them all. Oh,
that's it. God. Tell everyone on Facebook. I wasn't going to go.
Because I was sharing a room with you, Quinnet, and you woke up, you just came storming into the room going, "Russ is a pest. He's a pest. He's a right pest. He's a pest." You even went to bed and you were just whispering, "He's a right pest. He's a pest."
Yeah, because he did something to cause like an argument between I was there, Minx was there, and Big Mark. We were trying to calm it down, but it was Russ that caused it. Walked fucking off, and then comes back and he goes to me and he's little fucking up. He goes, "What's going on then?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You fucking caused it," and then fucked off.
He leaves the trail of destruction.
Mark had to step in because these guys were fucking fuming, man.
But weren't that guy with that? He was like wearing a polo neck.
Yes, he was. Yeah. But I remember him and his mates all just kept shaking my hands. I hadn't shaken so many fucking people's hands in my fucking life. Probably where the coronavirus started. But Quinny, you're like fucking Michael Flatley, man. You're like Lord of the Dance. You love having a fucking dance on the dance floor.
I love a dance.
Were he skipping? I remember the first time out in Pop World, he was just like excited.
He's like this with his arms in. He floats his arms everywhere.
He was skipping through a crowd of people and that, just skipping away. I couldn't keep him still.
Awful. I saw the build up to the night, right? I'm telling myself, right, just be reserved. You don't need to dance. You don't need to dance, man. Fuck dancing. Just chill with the lads, have a drink. And then I get a few beers down me and I'm like, "Where's the dance floor? I need to dance." And
is that why you've got Just Dancers on constantly? And you just hear that music and you're off. Dancing away.
This is it.
I was wondering who Pete Ort is then, and he's on a retro tipping. That's Amiga Old School. Said he was sat culture at Manchester, Lee. I've not been to Manchester. I'd like to go.
That was my first Manchester. Yeah, we were up in that. What do you call it? Trafford Centre.
I've never been to one at Manchester.
It's not as good as. The thing is, you're out in sticks, aren't you? You're not in city centre. It's not as good. But then I think that's that same time where we organised Arcade Club, though, didn't we, on Saturday? I don't know.
I would gutted about the arcade.
Important news just in. I might be at the next Blackpool Day after lockdown. That is Tony from Platinum Gamers and Movies.
Yes, Tony.
Tony, are you going to be streaming later tonight after I've finished at 10? I need to know that information as well.
We might come on. We might just carry on.
And also, are you joining our FIFA 19 team?
Yeah.
Yes.
We need a centre back, Tony.
Yeah, we need a Franco Baresi.
Brick shit house at back.
He does play now and again. He's there. He's Tony now and again.
Tell you, Tony, the most interesting man I've ever met. Ever.
Tony reckons he was dancing before these guys were even born. Was that when you was a stripper, Tony? We need to talk about that as well.
Revelations. Revelations. I couldn't believe. I was sat on the sofa watching Tony stream, watching a bit of telly, and then it came on. It used to be a strippogram. I nearly passed that. He's got a story for every occasion.
100%, 100%.
Love
So,
Tony.
another question I got for you guys: which system was your favourite growing up, and which is your favourite system now? You know what? You know, has your opinion changed basically? Lee first.
I'd say system growing up. I think it's Mega Drive because I think Super Nintendo, I didn't get it for Christmas and I was a little bit older, so it just wore off a little bit. Super Nintendo were a better machine, I'll get that. I think it were. But the Mega Drive, probably. I mean, if I'm going to go back and play retro games, I'll probably will play more. Probably more SNES games, I think, than I would. Well, no, I wouldn't. I'd play more arcade games. The arcade games are more for me, but as a kid, it was definitely a Mega Drive. And now, like Quinny said, I think PS4 kills it. Absolutely. I've never. I'd go as far as say it's best console I've owned, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely the exclusives and everything. It's just
Not just
social
exclusives,
gaming.
like fucking, the big titles. Yeah, big titles. They seem to nail it down, which you can get on any system. But it's also those independent titles as well and stuff like that.
The exclusives on PlayStation 4 compared to Xbox. I mean, there's just something. Spider-Man, Last of Us, Detroit, Uncharted. They just keep knocking them off, don't they? Xbox is just. I can't even name one.
Gears of War. Gears of War, probably.
Yeah, it's good, actually. But you can play it on PC.
Halo, is it Halo?
So there's no need. There's no, any Xbox exclusive you can play on a PC, and if your PC is decent enough, like mine is, I've no need to buy an Xbox. No need. And again, now with new one comes out, even if the Xbox is better than PlayStation 5, all my everyone's got digital games now, and they're going to want to carry them digital games onto the next platform. So who's going to give up all them PlayStation 4 digital games to move over to Xbox? Nobody. So it doesn't matter how good Xbox is. PS4's got the market, and it's bound to keep it. It's bound to keep it.
That is a good point there, man. If them digital titles are carried over, if you spent, you could easily have spent the best part of 500 quid on fucking digital games that are in your library.
I think everybody has. Majority now, people have moved over to digital, aren't they? So that's it now. You're locked in, aren't you? You're locked in. Plus, as well, VR. I mean, I think VR is absolutely fantastic.
You don't like the horror games, though, do you, Lee?
Oh, no, I can't do horror.
That was hilarious, that video you did, mate.
I can't do horror on a 2D screen. I can't play. I mean, like Resident Evil on PlayStation, it's absolutely piss poor graphically, and that it had me in a right angle. I don't like it. Them hunters that drop in and doors opens and they just like jump up and take your head off in one go. Scared shit out of me.
Dad and Lad said Sony haven't confirmed the titles will move over, but what I'm guessing is some of them later ones are gonna have to. They're gonna have to.
If they don't move over, then people are gonna. No one's gonna keep a PlayStation 4 and a PS5 plugged in. They'll just get absolutely ripped. It'll happen.
I said on the screen the other day they need to delay the release of the PS5 as well. I think now for a good 12 months because no one's gonna have that money coming out of this, are they? Not many people.
They haven't even released a picture of the console yet, have they? They showed the.
It depends, though. They won't want Xbox to have a good year on them.
But I think they'll both need to do it. I think they'll both need to do it because no one is coming out of this with 600 quid to blow.
I'd buy it. I would.
Money back.
You would. I think you would. I think it might be a tough, but when has that ever stopped us? I mean,
I've never bought a console on release other than PlayStation. I always wait 12 months.
I always wait.
I'm too impatient.
I never need to. I never feel the need to.
I think that depends on if you like, because like these people now that are like going back on PS3 and they're enjoying going through the library. I struggle going back with some of them games and stuff.
The reason that just doesn't convince me is because nearly all the fucking worst games on most systems, when you look back, are the ones that are released in the first 12 months. Because they've not worked out what they can do with the hardware. So you might as well sit and wait for 12 months. Yeah,
but I agree. But the problem this time round is your old games should be more enhanced on PlayStation 5. You should better put the disc in PlayStation 5 and it should play, but with better graphics and better frame rates. So that
Tommy Jones says, I'll get PS5 on release. Well, that's not unusual. Had to get that in.
Plus, as well, with PlayStation VR, it's going to make the thing that's holding PSVR back is PlayStation 4. So PS5
They'll just bring that on.
Yeah, but they're
they
going to
will.
have to revise the headset and everything, so you're going to be spending again, I reckon.
No, the same headset works on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but he'll need improving when I'd have thought, maybe.
It's the hardware, because every PlayStation VR game has to work on PS4, which is holding it back because it's just too old. These games like Gran Turismo could have run perfectly fine on a PlayStation 4 Pro, but because it has to run on PS4, they had to cut all game out of it and just gear a few tracks. So it's hardware that's holding it back. The actual headset itself, because people who use it on a PC and it's pretty decent. So PS5, it should be flying.
Steve reckons they've confirmed a PSVR 2. Well, there's already a second variant because there's two variants of the VR that's on there. There's the Model 1 and the Model 2, isn't there?
It'll definitely upgrade, but I mean, as long as the old one works, it's a good entry level, that.
Yeah. Anyway, Quinny, we'll let you answer the question. What was your favourite growing up, and what would you be your favourite now? I mean, it could still be an old system.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, the Mega Drive was a big one, mate, for us, for me and my brothers. We just had so many games on that console. And I did try implementing my name in Mega Drive. It just wouldn't fit as nice as Super Nintendo. So, and also, I was very jealous. Like I say, I always wanted a SNES. We never had. It's gonna have to be Mega Drive. It holds like too much nostalgia, because just all those games we just completed just for fun over and over. Although the PS1 does come very close as well, though, because that was my very own console. And Broken Sword, what a game that was. And Final Fantasy VII, they were the two big hitters for me on that. Metal Gear, obviously. So, yeah, those are the retro. But now, yeah, like Lee, kind of echoing Lee, the PS4, mate, is just unreal. I mean, you know yourself. It just gets better. The PS3 was unbelievable for me. And then the PS4 just got so next level. And now, playing that, like Lee said, I would never go back to my PS3. I just don't see the point. The PS4 does everything that the PS3 did, but better. It's just, there's so many good games on it as well. So yeah, I'd have to say the PS4 for that.
I'd say there's never a generation more unloved than always the last one. If you know what I mean? Like,
I agree, yeah.
You know, it probably won't be till another couple of generations' time where people appreciate, say, the generation of the PS3. Yeah. I mean, I'm starting to get into the Xbox 360, which only for a certain type of game because they got the shooters on. And there was some on the PS3, but the Xbox seems to have the better library. Plus, if you can get the Japanese exclusives or a JTAG, it's definitely. But talk a bit about the PS1, Quinny, because you've mentioned it. I remember getting my PS1, and just the demo disc blew my mind when you could control that Tyrannosaurus Rex, when you could control the Manta Ray. That was so fucking good. Because, like, if you imagine, up until then, we just had one plane, really.
Yeah.
I know you got stuff like Pilot Wings that kind of like blurred the lines, but until then, you had nothing like that 360 control of the T-Rex and moving, controlling it. Just the demo blew my mind before I even played a game.
It was unreal, wasn't it? It was just next level. Like I say, I went to my friend's at Christmas, and my birthday's in April. He got the PS1 for Christmas, and I spent months, me and him watched his dad play Tomb Raider. We just would sit back and watch him play Tomb Raider. And that time...
Well, you sit back and watch me and fucking Lee play FIFA 19 now. I do carry you guys down here. So, yeah, we would sit there and watch him play Tomb Raider. And do you remember the T-Rex level? We just walked into a cave one day and there was a T-Rex there. And we were just like, oh, my God, this is like a film. And I've been playing that recently, that Tomb Raider, because everyone says that doesn't hold up well, but I still think because I've not played any of the modern Tomb Raiders, I've only played PS1 Tomb Raiders. I like how that plays, and I like how it's a little bit unforgiving. Like, you know, you've got to be pixel perfect with your jump, whereas like a modern game more or less holds your hand and makes a lot of compensation.
Agreed.
I like that. But then on the other hand, I've played Resident Evil recently, and that's horrible. It just looks horrible. He plays.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like that. But I was trying to. One game I forgot to mention when I said the last game I remember my dad playing was on the PS1 was the Monopoly. He used to also play Destruction Derby.
Oh, mate, Destruction
He
Derby.
fucking loved Destruction Derby. You know, like 360, like 360 roadkill.
In the what is it? In the arena, and you just all
The dome in the dome.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
That's the only one we ever played because you just all started there and we were like, let's just hammer him. You just all smashed the fuck out.
Do you know the problem with that though is the front of the car. As soon as that front of the car got knackered, it was game over. So I just used to reverse everywhere.
Yeah.
Reverse everywhere.
You try to master how to drive backwards because
car just
you get to where the front was red everywhere, and you're thinking, you know what? He's trying to get in reverse here.
Yeah.
Knackered up. But you know when you were talking about Tomb Raider, I struggled when I was like a kid playing video games where you controlled a girl, a woman. I didn't like it.
What did the breast effect shows? Was there an extra stick in the way or something?
No, what it is I always try and imagine myself as main character, and I couldn't do it with women. So
is that why you grew your hair? You've been playing Tomb Raider recently.
I'm all right now. I can do it now.
I've been playing Prince of Persia.
The new Tomb Raider games are fantastic, but just as a kid, because I was trying to get into it, if it were a female character, I couldn't do it. I just didn't feel it.
I remembered playing Tomb Raider really fondly as a kid. Like I'd say the PlayStation era is where I completed the most games that I've ever completed.
Yeah.
So I remember completing Metal Gear. I remember completing Tomb Raider 1 and 2 definitely. I'm just trying to have a look over here. Like obviously you can't. Gran Turismo, I got really far on both Gran Turismo 1 and 2.
Further than Al?
Oh, much better. Oh, I've shown Al. I get the A and B license under an hour, both of them. Get them done. I've done it twice in 2 days. Got the A and B license in under an hour. I just thought of a game then that I used to play. I can't fucking think what it is now. Carry on.
But the thing is, I would say about finishing games, it's PlayStation 4. I finish most games now. I can't. I've struggled to move on to another game until one's done.
I agree.
Whereas as a kid, I just used to leave them off done. I weren't as bothered.
I've just remembered. I don't with PlayStation. I never with the PS3. Like I'll get so far, and then something new will come out and distract me. A bit like this fucking Stranded Deep's going to do. It's going to distract me. I'm going to be fucking putting hours into it, and then I'll get to a point and I'll go on something else. But I was looking at Formula One because I remember because me and my brother's 13 years older. He was working, man, and I was paying for my PS1 on my paper own money, fucking K's catalogue every week, giving mom my money for my PS1. Swear to God. But we used to have this. My family's fucking weird. We used to have a dining table right in our kitchen. In all my life, we have never sat and ate a fucking meal at a dining table, right? Never in a fucking world of God of me and my family sat around the table at a meal. Christmas dinner even used to be Trey on fucking lap talking to each other, right? The only reason that's in the last few years that's changed because me, my missus, and the little and her lad go round, and I set up the dining room table in the front room and everything with mom and dad, like. So, but as kids, it was. So I say to my missus, it was never a tradition. We always used to sit in fucking front room. I said sometimes I'd go and take my Christmas dinner upstairs and play fucking video games while eating it.
The games you just got for Christmas, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we use this dining room table, me and my brother, because we both got 24-inch portable tellies up in our room. Yeah. We carried them downstairs back to back on the portable table. And do you remember the link up with the original PS1? You used to have a link. The only way you could play, if you didn't want to play split screen, you know, like the Game Boy cable that was a link cable.
You could do that with a PS1.
With the original PS1, as long as you got two PS1s.
Two tellies. Wow.
Two tellies. And 2 copies of the games. Me and my brother used to play Formula One against each other back to back. We remember I had my dad's fucking extension lead fucking running from like some plug on the kitchen wall, all plugged in, playing PS1 back to back on the thing. And that's the only time that fucking kitchen fucking table ever got
used.
You just reminded me about that because it's like at Christmas time. Obviously, we had a black and white TV upstairs. And I had a black and white TV upstairs from like Mega Drive and SNES. So like Christmas Day, I used to get up like 3 o'clock in the morning so I could hook it up to big telly downstairs, which
your main telly. Yeah.
And you'd play it so like everyone would start to go up at Christmas, and then you'd be sent back upstairs to black and white.
Yeah, that was like the main day you could play. I remember on the big TV. Saturday mornings, I used to bring my consoles down and play it on big before
telly.
Your mum and dad got up. Yeah.
And that was it.
As I got into my later teens, like when I started going out drinking, when I used to come back at Christmas, right, I used to be absolutely blotted. It was, and like parents had already put all my fucking presents in my room. Like So I was still like, up until like late 20s, no one was really buying anything. I'd come back pissed up, open up the presents, and then just stick the label on the thingy so I knew who bought me what in the morning. Then I'd go to bed. In fact, I remember the one Christmas I stayed out that long. I walked in as Dad was cooking the breakfast for like Christmas Day breakfast. I had the breakfast, then went to bed like fucking
Christmas Eve. Yeah,
that's what ruined it for me. That, do you know, when you got older and it didn't mean it anymore. It didn't mean the same anymore.
Nah,
killed
Christmas
it.
Eve. Yeah,
I remember at first. I got like I still got a games machine. I got a Game Boy, but because I was like old, it just didn't have the same feeling, and it's like it weren't a surprise anymore. And it run at tree, and I used to open it up and play on it before Christmas even started because I was too old. No one cared anymore. That magic weren't there.
Just briefly on Christmas memories. None of my big ones are video game related, apart from the only one that is Broken Sword. It's over there somewhere. That was a big game for us for the PS1. We got it Christmas Day. We clocked it by Boxing Day. But the biggest memories I had for Christmas were toys. Because, like I said, my brother got all the consoles. So I got all the fucking wrestlers, the wrestling ring, the Turtles, fucking sewer, the Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters building, the Ecto 1. All mine were toy memories.
I remember being that excited. Optimus Prime. I got Optimus Prime for one Christmas. It weren't even my main present, but I was just absolutely... I had all the other little Transformers ready, and it was like, can't wait to get Optimus Prime to start playing.
Yeah.
See, my problem was because my birthday was in November. I often used to get my consoles for my birthday, and then I'd get toys for Christmas. It used to work that way around. Because obviously, because I'd got an older brother and sister, they couldn't do that, let's package everything together, because my brother and sister had already had their fucking presents over the year, so there was no way I was missing out. But I actually said it on Pete Armour's thing, when we had to do a story. That was 100% true. I ruined my only console that I got for Christmas, which was a Game Boy. Well, it wasn't a console handheld. It was a Game Boy, because I used to be a little cunt. When my dad used to go and fetch my mom from picking up from a cleaning job, I was rummaging around that fucking house. Oh, yeah.
I had it same, finding every present.
We had a big, like the old Vax Hoovers, the big Vax Hoovers that used to pull around. We had an empty box of that, and Mom and Dad used to stack newspapers in it because we used to have rabbits and guinea pigs that Mom used to breed. So she used to use it to line the bottom of the hutches. But we also still had the coal fire, and Dad used to roll up the paper to start the coal fire in the kitchen. So I was fucking rummaging through there, and there it was, man. I found it. In fact, it's the same style box as the one I've got in my collection now, if I don't knock everything over. It was that.
Yeah.
I found that, and I was like, fucking hell, I know that I'm getting that for Christmas. And then I thought, fuck, I've got to, what's it called? They fucking...
No.
I had to try and pretend I was surprised, but I knew I was getting it. But at Christmas, like you say, I always remember a funny story as well. My auntie got the fucking labels mixed up on the presents between mine and my sister.
Mate, and you thought you were getting...
I knew what I was getting because my auntie used to say and I remember I'd picked some Terminator figures, when the Terminator toy line was out.
Yeah, I had them.
I picked them.
I know.
And anyway, my mom gives me the present. She goes, "Oh, this is off your Auntie Joan, blah, blah, blah. But God rest her soul, there's not yet." Fucking passed it me. And it's like a T-shirt or something. I can feel it's material. I'm thinking,
what the fuck
So I'm thinking, she's got me an extra present. I bet it's like a fucking wrestling T-shirt or something. I fucking open it, and it's like a vest top for a fucking woman. I'm just stood there looking, going, "Mom, what the fuck is this?"
And your sister's got fucking Terminator.
But the thing was, my sister wasn't even living with us then. She'd gone and got her own flat, so my mum had to ring. Mum had to ring her on the house phone and say, "You've got one of Dana's presents. You stop it." Because what had happened is my auntie had bought the presents round in one bag. The labels had fell off, and I think it was probably my dad who'd been left to put the labels on. But surely to God, he could see one was a fucking figure and one was a fucking top. But my mum says, because I've never been good at hiding my emotions, she goes, "The look on your face was as if to say, what the fuck is this?"
Classic. Mate, yeah, but the whole toys, just, one Christmas I got the Talk Boy, from Home Alone.
I had that.
Oh, mate, I was fucking made up when I got that. I was just filming everyone. Over Christmas, everyone was paranoid as fuck. I'd just be there filming everyone.
I got it took off at me at school, man, because my theory is if I recorded a swear word and played it back, it wasn't me saying it. It's the recording. So like I just randomly play it, man, and they fucking took it off me at school. Like the teacher would say something, I'd
That was
just
never
play,
gonna work.
fuck off. And I'd go, weren't me, sir. Fuck me. I was a
Yeah,
little bastard though at school, man. Do you remember the watches, the Casio watches that could turn the tellies over?
Oh yeah, you could get them. Yeah.
Well, I used to fucking, if I was bored, I'd say I needed to go to the toilet. Then you go past the classroom with the fucking telly on. Just start pressing some buttons and watching the fucking teacher lose his mind. That got took off me as well.
Oh my god, yeah, same. And Rebound, mate, did you ever get a remote control car? I got Rebound, right? Rebound were one that where if you fucking flipped it, it carried on driving. It turned upside down. Do you remember it? It was
Yeah,
red
I've
on
heard of it.
Rebound.
The amount of remote control cars though you got for Christmas, it was like a standard, weren't it?
It was, but
Yeah.
this particular one was one that I'd seen advertised for months and months, and I was like, I want that Rebound anyway. I got that one year, and that
Was it
decent.
Tyco? Was it a
Tyco?
It
Yeah,
will have
I
been,
remember
yeah,
The
yeah.
Charger, Tyco written across on the Charger, yeah. Yeah.
My
that was-
parents got me a battery one that took about fucking 8D batteries.
Oh,
It weighed
And then
fuck
it was-
all until you put the batteries in, and then it was like fucking the weight of an actual car.
They used to be right good until one kid turned up at school with a proper graphs hopper or
oh,
something
mate,
like
with
that.
an actual
And it
one.
was like bombing it around playground.
and
you're like there with your little
fucking
batteries.
on a wire.
Oh, the ones on the wire were fucking awful. Fucking hell.
Oh man.
No, I loved, like I said, it's a nostalgia thing. Toys are just as important to me as video games.
Likewise, yeah.
Especially knockoff ones from China.
With the free,
The-
I
and,
can say that all day long. To be fair,
and they look good.
they look spot on.
So talk us through your Rocky ones, Lee, because you think some of them are fake now, didn't you?
Well, the thing is, I weren't really as clued up as it when I first got into it. It's like these NECA figures and that, and it's when you sort of look into it, it's rife for them. But I know for a fact one of my sets is complete, and it's because I work from a proper shop. But they were two like Clubber Langs. They were cheap, and I'm sort of thinking now that they probably were, but it's one of them. If you're buying it for an investment, then it's a bit of a shitter, isn't it? But if it's just to be on display, it's like them turtle figures would never have come out of box. But because I know they're knockoff and I'm not going to get rid of them, it didn't cost me out. I've took them out of box and displayed them, and they look fantastic.
Yeah.
So you have got to be careful with figures. You really have.
For some reason, in the comments, they're talking about Tazos and stuff in crisps and the different flavour names like cheese and Owen. Do you remember the one when Gary Lineker first took over the Walkrads and he stole the crisps off that snooker player that was sat on the fucking... I can't think of what the snooker player's name is. With the moustache.
Was it Steve Davis?
No, it was hair like Tony. Hair like Tony. No, it wasn't. Dennis Taylor.
I know.
With the moustache. With the moustache.
Willie Thorne.
Willie Thorne, that's it, yeah.
That's it.
He fucking stole it. But they're on about like... I remember when you used to get... Did you ever get a fiver in a pack of Walkers? Remember that was the thing?
Never.
Yeah, I did.
I did. Went and fucking spent it all. My theory was, right, if I've got a fucking fiver out this pack of Walkers, if I spend the fiver on some Walkers crisps, I'm going to get 20 quid.
That's how I think I'd have done that.
But my theory also was, like, it was something like 1 in 10. I'm sure that's a UB40 song. You got a free pack of crisps anyway. So I was thinking, well, I'm at least going to get some more crisps as well, and then maybe get some more fivers.
Fucking Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, man, golden ticket. But yeah, Tazos, fucking hell. I had all Pogs and Tazos, and the Star Wars ones. I had the Star Wars.
Yeah, I've got a complete set of Star Wars ones up in my loft.
Oh,
is that like
is it a game? The blue binder.
Is it what?
Do you have the blue binder that they
Yeah, I've got the binder.
Oh, I had that. Wow.
And I got the Tazo one. Was it a game? Pogs was a game where you had to stack them up
and slammers,
and then slam them down.
Boom. You're a bit. Me and Dana. I'm 84. You're 83. Aren't you? We're very close in age. Lee's like 50.
You didn't. I'm 77.
We're on. Is that 19 or 8? Is that 1877?
1877.
But yeah.
Do you remember other playground games though? That like, did you used to like chuck 20 pences up the wall, and whoever got closest to the wall won all the 20 pences?
We used to call it tinks.
I can't remember what we used to call it. But if you got it, so it landed up the wall and no one could beat you.
If you got a Lena, you won. And if you hit a coin, you got your money. Everyone had to take the coins back. It was
Yeah.
rife in our school.
It
They had to
was
like
void.
proper clamp down on it because it was gambling. People were, like coming up with
Yeah.
like £5 and that, just like
Yeah.
winning fortunes.
Yeah, we got loads of stuff banned.
It's like you said know about Knuckles. I remember Knuckles and
Yeah.
Slaps.
Knuckles. And we did one with a deck of cards that was called Raps.
Raps.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scabby Queen.
Raps.
Scabby Queen, we called it. Scabby Queen. Yeah.
Do you
God,
remember
you used to
fucking
draw blood?
getting a piece of paper and making like bullets and shooting them?
Oh, mate, we made ninja
You like used to
stars.
fold them up and pull them back and
No,
shoot them.
you used to spit on them. You put them in your mouth and make them wet. I'm flying through.
I
We
got
made-
in shit because I cracked the school window because I put a paper clip over the end of it. Man, it was fucking deadly.
Yeah, it's like a bullet.
Fucking brilliant. But I remember at school there was a dinner lady, right? I can't remember her name. I want to say her name was Mrs. Jervis or Miss Jarvis or something. She had an old, like back in, like this was like late 90s. She had an old, like Rover Metro, like little small car. And the one day, like about fucking 12 of the fucking year 11s just picked it up and turned it fucking round the other way.
Oh,
Just fucking turned the car facing the other way. But our school was like fucking hell. You weren't brought up, you was dragged up. There was a teacher, our art teacher called Miss Yateman. Massive tits. She was my favourite teacher.
Obviously.
But fucking the one day, she asked me and my mate Jess to go and get something out the boot of a car. She said, but I've parked by the wall, so you'll have to pull forward. Like, we was in year 11, so she gives us our car keys, and me and my fucking mate Jess, we're just fucking looking at each other going,
you
how
didn't.
the fuck do we move this car? So, because my mate won't get in shit for nothing, so it's me who's going to go and sit in the front seat. So we're trying to push it and everything. And then I work out that you just let the handbrake off, right? And this car must have moved 6 foot, and then I pull the handbrake up. So we've not even ever had the power on. But we can't get it back, so I just fucking leave it there. And get whatever we need out of the boot. I had no idea. It wouldn't happen in this day and age.
No.
But she gave us these fucking keys, and we were there fucking 15, 20 minutes. And I said to the teacher, I said, I couldn't get it to go into reverse me, so I've just had to fucking leave it where it is. Whereas really, I never even turned the power on. So I then got fucking Scooby.
That's mental.
Crazy that.
That's the sort of school I grew up in, man. I say you were dragged up, you wasn't fucking educated for sure.
Yeah. We had some crazy shit going on at our school. But yeah, the whole gambling, the coins up to wall, closes. We called it closes, where you'd throw.
Wally, I think we called it. Wally or something like that.
Yeah. Did you ever play with a tenniser? Fucking, what's it called? Where you just launch a tenniser at people? Kingy. Do you know? No? Did you ever?
We used to play football with a tennis ball. No wonder I become good at football.
We used to do that, but we used to use a corker. Someone had we had a corker.
Fucking hell,
And you had to
cricket ball.
throw, somebody, no whatever like, we were throwing it. They were throwing it backwards and forwards. They were cut some kid, like just thinking they were clever. He saw a ball get launched in there, ran in, headed it, flicked it on, thinking it was a tennis ball. A crack it made on his head. He was like just spark on floor. He was gone.
I used to remember as well because I used to walk to school with my mate, but he left 2 years before me, so I used to have to walk in on my own. So I used to have my Walkman. I didn't even have a CD player at the time. I'd still got a Walkman, and then I upgraded to a fucking CD player. But as you know, the early CD players were fucking pointless because every fucking walk you meant that skipped the fucking thing.
Jumped.
So I used to walk into school with my headphones on, but I'd like just have one in so like I could still talk to people. So anyway, I'll put them both in. I know the exact song. It was Guns N' Roses, "You Will Be Mine" from the Terminator 2 film. I had that blaring, and I was talking to my mate my mate was trying to talk to me through the dining room window, and he mentioned one of the teachers, and the teacher he was on about used to look like the fucking coat hanger bloke from Wizardora. I think his name was.
Wizardora.
I'm sure his name was Mr. Smith, right? And my mate was doing this thing like that to fucking make me think of the coat hanger. And I'm sure I said at the top of my voice, "Oh, yeah, Smithy's a prick or something." But he was doing that to try and tell me that he was coming up behind me to tell me to take my headphones out. Fucking got put in detention for that. But yeah, I used to always... I remember having the tape of fucking Alice, by Smokey. Who the fuck is Alice?
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to play that all the while as well, and that got took off me at school. Like anything that was inappropriate, I fucking used to try and push the boundaries at. Like when they used to at school make us listen to the German fucking listening exams on the old players with the cassettes. I used to bring because we used to have to wear headphones, but we had to share like a tape player with someone else. I just used to bring music in and we put it on, and me and my mate, got a kid called Taz. We were just sat at the front like this, bopping away. And obviously, the teacher clocked us. She walks past, just pulls out the headphone, and starts blaring out the speaker out in the classroom.
I remember that when you said you had to share a tape there, didn't you? Them very crappy blue headphones.
Yeah, that's
in your ear.
like the ones Raz wears in every fucking video.
Only one of them had work. Yeah, one side had work. I had one incident where we got in big trouble at school. Somebody brought poppers in, right?
Yeah, but surely after being stabbed, you were like on Easy Street. You couldn't be touched.
Well,
I'm not going to tell you off, are they?
Well, I got stabbed. That school got closed down. I went to another school, and I was just new kid then. Do you know what I mean? It was like no one knew who I was, why I was there, or whatever. But this one time, somebody brought poppers in because he was telling us about it, and he's like, it gives you this massive buzz, and you see this big light, you know. And we're like, shut up. And he's like, no, I'll bring some in. And he brought them in, and we were all doing it like at lunchtime, and we got caught. And the teachers sent us letters home, and I were waking up at like early doors every morning to intercept this letter. And I managed to get it. I managed to get it before. I was the only one who got the letter. You know, my parents never knew about it to this day, and all my mates were like grounded for it. But yeah, the poppers incident, we always remember that. That were.
Did you know when you had a detention at schools, did you have to take a letter home and get your parents to sign it?
No, I don't think so. I don't
We
remember
did.
that.
They used to like. So basically, because my mum and dad weren't married at the time, my mum's name was C. Mills, and it was so much easier to forge her signature than my dad. Like, I mastered it. And she almost encouraged me because we used to have this book that you used to have to bring home to say that you'd done your homework. Oh, Mum, just check I've done that, sign that. So, like, she showed me how to fucking do a signature. So every time I got a detention, I just used to fucking forge the signature and put it fucking in. So I used to always get a detention because they used to want me to play for the basketball team, and I fucking hated basketball.
But you were good at it. Were you good at it though?
I was just at that time I was taller than the other kids. I fucking hated the game. I couldn't understand the fucking rules. I don't know. I didn't mind rugby, even though I didn't understand that because it was just a chance to fucking smash people up, which was my idea. But football was my main love. But they'd put me in the basketball team, so I used to think I've got 3 lessons that day that I can get a detention in. Because if you got a detention in the morning, you used to have to do it that day. If you got it last period, you used to have to fucking do it the next day. So I just fucking went into food tech, and we used to play this game called Melty, where you got to put something in the microwave, and you got to try and melt it before the teacher found out what you put it in, man.
Melt it.
So you remember the like fucking aprons you used to wear, like the fucking spark, like the shiny
not the plastic ones, not the plastic ones.
Fucking hell, you should have seen the smoke coming out of that fucking room. But the best thing is the punishment in food studies was there was a room off the side of it that was called the flat. So you used to get, if you got in trouble, you used to get put in the flat. So we used to just get thrown out, and we just used to fucking doss in there. One, you didn't have to do any cooking. But the punishment she fucking gave me, as well as the detention, this teacher, what was her name? Miss Williams. She used to have this fucking song that she used to sing when she was doing the washing up. And I remember it now, and it used to go, hot, hot, hot soapy water, or they won't get as clean as they ought to. Well, she made an agreement, right, with my form tutor that I wouldn't do my form lesson, and I had to go up the next day and do all the washing up while she had a year 7 class, and I was fucking like year 10 or 11. And I had to sing this fucking song while doing the washing off. It's the fucking most embarrassing. And I always remember because I think my cousin was in that class and she was just fucking ripping me. And if I started doing it like a bit of a knob, like she'd go, do it with more enthusiasm, please.
Do it properly.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Do you remember it, Dana? Can you do it?
Yeah, I'll just say, why are you recording?
No.
Mate, there's plenty of sound bites on here.
It's on anyway.
It's all recorded.
Yeah. I can't sing the Ulysses theme tune though. That's a classic one. We gotta get Tony for that. Anyway, guys, we're at the end of the fucking 2 hours, man. It's flown by. I've had a real laugh.
Unreal, that's gone quick.
What I like to do is sign out with like a message to everyone watching. So, Lee, if you want to go first, give the viewing public a message, and then you, Craig.
What else? Well, obviously, you say all the old same stuff, don't you? Stay in, stay safe. But I'm going to give one a tip. Forget Asda, forget Morrison's, Tesco's. Get on social media, get in touch with your local butchers. You can get everything delivered now. We've had meat delivered, fruit and veg delivered. cheaper than a weekly shop, and it tastes miles better. So just fuck them off. Fuck all these big shops off. Go local. That's my tip.
Local food for local people will have no trouble here.
That's it.
And how about you, Quinny?
Mine's going to be mega quick because I'm about to piss and shit myself.
And she.
Keep him on. Delay him.
It's going to be a
grand.
It's going to be a
Hold on,
grand
mate. What did you say? Sorry.
Hang on, it's cutting out. Carry on.
Breaking up.
It's going to be a grand slam. Right, yeah. Stay safe, Dana. You've done a cracking job, mate. It's been awesome.
He's dying to get off.
But big game out for YouTube for the month.
Yeah. Fair play. I'm going to drop you both backstage. Thank you both for being on. Take it easy. See you later, Lee. I'll just drop you backstage. Guys, I had an absolute blast. They're two of the guys who I speak to for hours on a daily, man, and we speak for hours and we have a good laugh, and I've enjoyed having a couple of beers, having a chat what it's all about. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope you've all had a little bit of a laugh. What my worry is each stream you lot are finding out way too much about me. You know, I'm giving myself away here. Like, I have always been a little bit of an arsehole. But I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope you've all had some entertainment. Thank you to anyone who's watching back, because I know some of you do watch back. If Tony, Platinum Gamers and Movies, is streaming now, I want you all to go over and invade him and just tell him Dane's to send you and and we need the story of when Tony used to be a strippergram. So I want to leave you with that image and nothing else. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy, YouTube.